following is a presentation of the National Hockey League.
Game 1. Bounce 1, Detroit. Bounce 2, Detroit. Saving save by Hasek. 2-1, Detroit. Game 2. Wings hit. Ducks hit. Review 1, Anaheim. Sustain. Review 2, Anaheim. Sustain. Clock wound down. Extra time needed. Ducks win it. Series even. Venue changed. Quiet outside. Sellout inside. Game 3 versus. Outside Honda Center in Anaheim. Lots of duck calls, different kinds, and some Wingspans are here too to combine for a sellout inside. It's versus proud to bring you Game 3 of the Western Conference Final. Both teams with a win, the Detroit Red Wings and the Anaheim Ducks. Good evening, everybody. Along with Eddie Olczyk, I'm Mike Emmerich. In the last game, game number 2 at Detroit, Niedermayer scored the first goal of the game. Niedermayer scored the overtime winner, and the Ducks are just thrilled that that's not one guy. It's 2.
Well, Rob the forward and Scott the defenseman. First with Rob. He plays on a checking line for Randy Carlyle. He kills penalties. He chips in offensively. A real good all-around player. And Scott Niedermayer, one of the top 3 defensemen in the National Hockey League. His greatest asset, Doc, is his skating ability. And in Game 2, both Niedermayers came through in big, big ways. Of course, starting early and often were the Anaheim Ducks. Rob Niedermayer gets an outstanding pass here. A quick little cycle from Ryan Getzlaf and beats Dominik Hasek for the first goal of the game, and the brothers team up in overtime. But what makes it so difficult with Scott Niedermayer is that he's aggressive. He lost his check and ended up beating Dominik Hasek. I talked to Randy Carlyle, head coach of the Ducks. He says he wants to continue with that grinding style, that hard hockey. No penalties. Stay disciplined and continue to work hard.
Well, it's time to meet the third member of our crew, Chris Simpson, who caught up with Scott Niedermayer, the elder.
Thanks very much, Mike. Scott, obviously you need to take care of your defensive responsibilities, but does this team style allow you to jump in a little bit more offensively when the opportunity presents itself?
Well, I think that's exactly right, what you just said. When the opportunity's there, when it's smart to do so, obviously, we're encouraged to get up there and help out in the attack. A lot of teams, Detroit does it very well, and when teams are playing real tight defense, you need to try and add that one more player in there to try and create some offense.
Well, given the Ducks are a tough, physical kind of hockey team, do you think that's brought out a more physical side to your game as well since coming here?
I don't know. Maybe it is rubbing off after being here a couple of years, but we have some guys that's their game. They go out there, they skate hard, they get in on the forecheck and finish their checks, and everybody's going to play to their strengths. That gives you your best chance to win, and that's what our guys are doing.
Well, Scott, thanks and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Mike, back up to you.
Thanks, Chris. Both these teams have 5 goals in 2 games, but Detroit doesn't have any at full strength. Why not?
Well, I think we got to give some credit to the Anaheim defense. They're very good defensively, and I think Detroit needs to win more one-on-one battles. 5 goals in a series for Detroit, Doc. 4 on a power play, 1 shorthanded. If you're going to win in the playoffs, you need support from your role players. And I think 2 guys that I think have an opportunity to have a big night here for Detroit, Todd Bertuzzi and Valtteri Filppula. Bertuzzi, big body. Yes, we know he's been battling a back injury, but he needs to go to the net and stop in front of the net. And Filppula, look at his average ice time, but in Game 2, Mike Babcock played him 17-plus minutes, and I feel he's a highly skilled player, and I feel he has a big game coming here tonight in Game 3.
We'll see if he does. Game faces here in Anaheim. Some behind cages, others behind visors. 3 time zones of change. Third game nears, and Hockey Central is next.
It's WU.
Your cell phone bill is what's up. All this texting.
OMG, INBD.
It is a big deal. Who are you texting 50 times a day?
IDK, my BFF Jill.
Tell your BFF Jill that I'm taking away your phone.
TISNF.
Me paying this bill, that's what's the S and F.
Now too much texting is NBD. AT&T brings you unlimited texting, just $5 more a month. Now get half off all the latest Samsung phones. Singular's name is now AT&T.
From coast to coast, cops are cracking down on seatbelt violations. Buckle up day and night or expect a ticket. It doesn't matter who you are or where you live, they'll be on the lookout. Cops write tickets to save lives. click it or ticket.
There may be better ways to spend 15 minutes online. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. There may be better ways to spend 15 minutes online. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance.
And what'd she say?
She said whatever.
No, she says that all the time.
What's that?
Hello? I'm on the phone.
Mom, I'm on the phone!
Hello? I'm on the phone.
Who's this? It's me. I'm on the phone. Mom.
Oh, you're on the phone.
All right.
Sorry.
Sorry. Okay, anyway.
Who are you talking to? Kelly?
Mom.
All right.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
Outstanding professors have a way of changing your perspective, especially the professors at American Intercontinental University Online. And the best part? You don't have to go to college. College will go to you. Call now to learn about earning a degree fast, completely online. Employees from nearly half the Fortune 500 rely on AIU, a respected university that helps you earn the degree you need quickly and conveniently. AIU Online will change your life, and it starts when you call. To learn how you can have a degree sooner than you thought, call now.
The NHL Stanley Cup playoffs on Versus are brought to you by AT&T, the new leader in wireless, and by National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Cops are stepping up seatbelt enforcement, so buckle up day or night. Click it or ticket. And by Coleman. Let's go outside. Coleman, the outdoor company.
Hi, everybody. Game 3 from Anaheim tonight. We're set to go here at Hockey Central. We've got Boston Bruins defenseman Aaron Ward back with us. Engblom, Jones, Clement. We're always here. That never changes. Okay, Aaron, you've played against Anaheim. You've played against them in the playoffs and in their building. What's Detroit up against tonight?
Well, I'll give you a stat. Since 2003, the Anaheim Mighty Ducks have been 18-6 in the playoffs, and this year they're 5-1. So for Detroit, it's basically weather the storm. The Anaheim fans, it's energetic, it's loud, and it makes it really hard for the visitor. You know, you have to communicate, and it's tough to do there. If you're an Anaheim Duck coming to the building and you're not ready to play yet, the fans will make sure by the time you hit the ice, you're ready.
You know, to complicate things more for the Detroit Red Wings, being on the road in Anaheim in that environment, that's one thing. Going up as a top line against a guy like Chris Pronger, it's even more difficult, especially when the road hasn't been that friendly to you so far. And you see the top line, 26 points at home, just 2 on the road. So it's a big task. They're going to need secondary scoring from a lot of those other guys like Bertuzzi.
I'm going to be watching Teemu, Selanne, and Andy McDonald for Anaheim because Chris Kunitz is out of the playoffs for the rest of the way. In the last game, Teemu, Selanne played 26.5 minutes. He had 1 shot on goal, and that included a lot of time on the power play. So can Teemu get enough scoring chances? They're losing a lot of faceoffs. They need more puck possession time.
All right, the series is tied. This is the swing game from Anaheim where the Ducks are 5-1 in the playoffs. The marquee names had better be ready to go for both teams. Game 3 of the Western Conference Final is next.
Your shoes are tied off. Your shoes are tied off. Your shoes are tied off.
Sprint rugged foams. Tested for toughness. From the leader in 810F mil-spec wireless foams. Because it's a cruel world out there. Businesses get the rugged Sanyo 7050 or the Motorola IC502 for $59.99. Visit sprint.com/business.
Sprint. Power up. Feeling real good about lunch today. This new KFC biscuit bowl's got all my favorites. It's got chicken.
I got a burger.
Mashed potatoes.
Fries.
Got corn and gravy, cheese, and now it comes with a biscuit.
Well, I got a bun. It's kind of like a biscuit.
It's not even a little bit.
Biscuit-esque.
No, it's not.
Introducing the new Chicken and Biscuit Bowl from KFC. Layers of mashed potatoes, sweet corn, all white meat chicken, new home-style white gravy, and a 3-cheese blend. And now it comes with a buttermilk biscuit. Dig into great layers of flavor with new KFC famous bowls.
It's Aaron Insurance versus the competition.
Overpriced auto insurance. Don't try to stick it to me. Quote, buy, print.
Visit esurance.com today.
With Herculiner, it's easy to roll on a truck bed liner. It won't chip, flake, or peel. Herculiner is the only one with a textured rubber and polyurethane formula. It'll It'll turn any truck bed into a tough, skid-proof, rust-resistant surface. Do it all yourself for less than $100. With Herculiner, the tough comes easy.
I'm not a thug, a bully, or a brawler. I don't fight in bars or back alleys. I'm an athlete, a boxer, a wrestler, an expert in jiu-jitsu. I'm a professional fighter, and this is Bodog Fight. This is mixed martial arts.
Go inside the action-packed ring on Bulldog Fight, Costa Rica Combat. Tune in to Ion Tuesdays and Saturdays at 11:10 Central or visit BulldogFight.com for details.
Hi, Enterprise. I'm at the repair shop, and I need to rent a car.
At Enterprise, we'll arrange to pick you up free and get you on your way.
Nice save, Mom.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Honda Center, Anaheim. The ghost of Dragnet's Joe Friday says the seats will be filled. Rush hour in Southern California is a killer. They'll get here. Don't you worry, mister. All those seats will be eventually filled. Everyone's got orange towels to wave. Should be fun. Tonight's game puck is delivered on time by Luggage Express, the official luggage delivery service of the NHL. To deliver your luggage on time, visit 866-SHIPBAGS.com. The Red Wings were showing us some interesting wrinkles during the warm-up. When they did the forward rushes against the defense didn't change. All the forward lines did. Whether that was just to confuse the Ducks who were watching the same warm-up and us, or whether this is something new from Mike Babcock, we will have to see at the start of the game. But they don't show anything different for the opening face-off. Henrik Zetterberg, Thomas Holmstrom, Pavel Datsyuk up front, Nick Lidstrom, Danny Markov in back. And it is Travis Moen and his gang. Sammy Paulson, Rob Niedermeyer, with Beauchemin and Scott Niedermeyer the defense. And down for a dump in that will eventually angle over for Zetterberg. Zetterberg checked by Rob Niedermeyer. Puck came loose crisply for a pass from Lidstrom on now for Pavel Datsyuk. Has Zetterberg and got it to him. Zetterberg trying to turn by, does, and a shot is held off, and then a pile up as hurtling over the top was Scott Niedermeyer.
Well, I think everybody was under the assumption there, Doc, there was going to be icing to call against Anaheim. And all of a sudden, Detroit got the puck, and Pavel Datsyuk with a great pass to Zetterberg. And Zetterberg busts down the wing, takes a quick shot, and then Holmstrom knocks Scott Niedermeyer over J.S. Jaguar. But a real good shot there. And you saw Beauchemin, he just let Zetterberg, once he got body position, he didn't want to get that stick in the waist and take a penalty. And good opportunity for the top line of the Red Wings right off the bat.
Chris Draper is out there with Daniel Cleary and Todd Bertuzzi, and it is Draper backhanding one that was directed wide by Cleary and spiked away by Chris Pronger, given back to the point, and almost a lazy giveaway. Eventually Detroit can recoil.
A different look here with Draper coming off a tough game in game 2, was -4 out there with Bertuzzi and Cleary right now. Usually it's Maltby.
Corey Perry's shot is blocked away by Dominik Hasek. Played back along by Brad May. Around behind for Perry, who got smeared out of the play. Came back over for Ryan Getzlaff. But that one ricocheted off the defense and is played back ahead for Cleary once more.
One thing to watch for here in Anaheim, Doc, the partitions around the glass. It takes some crazy bounces here. So as a defenseman, you have to be aware, and a goaltender. Jaguar knows his building, but Hasek, you have to make 110% sure.
Datsyuk taken to the wall, sent back along by Filppula, closed off by Niedermeyer, and he was hit hard by Holmstrom. Good crunching by Detroit at the start. Mike Babcock says we've had bad starts. We don't want one tonight. So far, good. That one was blocked off of Filppula's stick and lobbed back off the short glass, eventually steamed out by Scott Niedermeyer to younger brother Rob. Then dealt on back again. Moen, a shot, fought off and covered by Hasek. And play is stopped, and Hasek is ticked off. An extra stick got in there on him.
Well, an odd man situation here given up by the Red Wings. The physical play, Datsyuk with a check. Holmstrom bumping into J.S. Jaguar. But the situation, Valtteri Filppula jumped in to try to make a big hit. Once he jumped in, that allowed Anaheim a 3-on-2. And a good opportunity for Travis Moen, a little bit of a rebound, and then a whack from Brad May coming down those left wing boards.
1 3/4 played, but it looks like a different start for Detroit than we've seen in games 1 and 2.
Line juggling and Mike Babcock going with his top players. We've seen Zetterberg and Datsuk out there. Now the first 4 shifts of the game, they started together. Now they've been broken up. So a little different look. And when you haven't scored a goal 5-on-5, certainly looking for some kind of remedy to create more and sustain pressure shift after shift.
Dominik Hasek off the high glass. Oh, and it's McDonald with a shot that Hasek had to block away. McDonald defended there by Nick Lidstrom. Puck came loose, and then they battle for it again. Danny Markov working there, and it's turned back out now for Johan Franzen. Nudges ahead for Zetterberg, flips one further, and after it, Michael Samuelsson, but coming by is Dustin Fenner. Against the grain, but taken by Franzen again. Franzen pivots, knocked away from him, rolled back in by Samuelsson, thrown to the glass by Giguère, cut off again, fed to Samuelsson, and a shot is fought off by Giguère. Got a piece of that. Good Detroit attack. Zetterberg tried to feed one in front, and it skittered over for Penner to set up for the carry back out. Teemu Selanne bringing it ahead for the Ducks and crosses. Pronger a shot, fought off by Hasek, and he reaches out and covers. Face-off will come outside as one of the point men moved in on the play after the whistle had been blown.
Yeah, that was Pronger, Doc. Good play by Selanne to get it to him.
U.S. Marine Corps starting goalies. Dominik Hasek, 38 straight start for Detroit. J.S. Giguère, who will be 30 tomorrow. Hasek is 42. Career playoffs against Detroit, his record is 4-1, and in this place he's won 13 of 17. Very good at home. Very good away.
And Randy Carlyle was talking about that. Everybody talks about all the great goaltenders playing in the playoffs, and made mention, how about our guy?
He gets left behind in the shuffle, and the Ducks were explaining the other day, you know, we understand part of that is that a lot of people that pay attention to the sport live out east and don't watch our games late. Well, they're watching them now. When you get to the Final Four and then eventually the Final Two,
and everybody's watching.
They all notice.
Well, they know who he is.
Legendary sage Harry Neal always said, you know that you're having a successful season when you look at the out-of-town scoreboard and there aren't any out-of-town scores. Here's Lilia feeding one in front that is just blocked right away by Giguère and trickled back out where Markov can play. Markov and Lilia, the defense now for Detroit. Lang up front, Bertuzzi is out there, and Cleary. So different looks for the Red Wings tonight as this is walked ahead by Beauchemin and lobbed back in, and Hasek inside the trapezoid, scaled it right ahead for Thomas Kopetsky. He is the only change in either roster for this game tonight. He is in and Kyle Calder is out. The big man is making his presence known. He has had a broken collarbone since December. First game back for him, and offside is called. Time to take a look at the Farmers Insurance keys to the game.
As we talked about, Doc, how important specialty teams are, but for Detroit, it's creating more 5-on-5, and I think we've seen that in Mike Babcock trying to get some guys going, a lot of different looks. Anaheim staying disciplined. Randy Carlyle feeling taking a couple unnecessary penalties in both games and costing them goals, and the power play for Anaheim. 0 for in the last game, technically, but 2 for 5. As the player was just coming out of the penalty box, so they like what they're doing on their power play. Just don't have anything to show for it actually in the power play stats.
Ahead comes Datsuk, forehanded one that was off Scott Niedermayer. Nice move by Datsuk to a side battle in the corner. Filppula is the winger on this line with Holmstrom, who reaches in. That one canceled back, but it came to the point where Nick Lidstrom could keep it going. Dumped around for Holmstrom, who protected. Help for Filppula, blocked by Niedermayer. Kipped across now for control by Datsuk. Datsuk to the front. Holmstrom working to the outside. Good puck possession by Detroit, but it's broken up by Niedermayer and then yanked on back for better control by Rob Niedermayer.
A couple big hits early here by Pavel Datsuk. Looked like Niedermayer did a cross check there.
I think so. Scott Niedermayer crosses and shoots. Oh, a strong stick save and a cover by Hasek.
Well, Pavel Datsuk has it going here early in the first period. Very physical, and then creating offense. Evades the hit of Francois Beauchemin and poke check by Scott Niedermayer. And After a big hit by Datsuk, Scott Niedermayer goes one way and comes back the other way, and Hasek with a couple of real good saves here early. But the idea there with Niedermayer jumping in, Doc, to make it look like he's going to go to the outside and then quickly, all in one motion, go from the right to the left and try to get Hasek moving in between. Hasek stayed with it nicely.
Todd Marchand on the draw with Maltby, and it took a favorable bounce for Detroit. Kopecky sent it ahead to Chris Draper, and Draper lobs it in. Kopecky after that one. Large man at 6'3", 199 pounds, 12 extra pounds since last fall for Kopecky. Hasek comes out to get this one, and play is stopped. A penalty is coming up, and the call is a hook. And it's against Detroit. Kopecky will come to the bench.
Detroit penalty, 28, 2 minutes hooking.
Brad Watson makes the call on Kopecky.
Kopecky in a lineup for Kyle Calder, and the background behind Chris Draper. There's the stick hooking. Hasn't played since December, Doc. He had a broken clavicle in a collision with Blackhawk defenseman Jim Vandermeer. Mike Babcock talked about Kopecky giving a little bit of size and a little bit of edge, but
here's Pronger feeding across, and a shot just blocked away. The Red Wings have killed off 27 straight power plays. But you mentioned that technicality. 2 were scored while they were just getting back even in the last game. Here's Pronger across for a drive by Selanne, and it's deflected to the glass.
Hasek never saw that. Penner standing right in front of the Detroit goaltender.
Lidstrom freed it up to be cleared. Back down by Franzen. Comes to the bench for a change. Zetterberg and Franzen come to the bench, and moving back out now are Maltby as well as Dan Cleary. Fired, and that blocked away, and then eventually played to the outside by Penner, sent further by Selanne, but it might be a 2-on-1. Maltby hands it across. It's Cleary bringing it ahead, shooting. It's deflected by the stick of Pronger to the glass. Great opportunity for Detroit. 1:05 left on the Anaheim minor, and Giguère nearly had to handle another from a teammate.
Good thing Pronger was there.
Tries the hard around this time. Markov there. Tipped it ahead. Read by Scott Niedermayer and handed to Beauchemin. Dealt back further. Rob Niedermayer behind. Down to the ice, Markov. Played around behind, and it's held there by Perry. Very deliberate. Across now to Beauchemin. Half a minute to go, power play. Andy McDonald filtered it back deep. Rob Niedermayer walked in front. Shot blocked by Hasek. Rebound. Oh, it wouldn't go. Around behind Rob Niedermayer once again. Hasek sprawled across. There wasn't much that they could do to lift it. It's underneath the fallen player, and then Niedermayer comes in for a freight train, and then another hit from behind by Datsuk, and a drive by McDonald. It's grabbed by Hasek.
Physical hockey here in Game 3. A continuation from Game 2, where both teams were very physical. And Rob Niedermayer takes the puck hard to the net. There was no rotation by the Red Wings, so he recognized to take the puck hard to the net. And then the physical play. Watch Scott Niedermayer coming right part of your screen. He upends Valtteri Filppula. Now you have 2 Detroit Red Wings, 1 forward down low, and then the puck will move. And then McDonald with the quick shot, but no rebound by Dominik Hasek.
Fed off, Hasek's paddle behind and taken on by Nick Lidstrom. Chris Chelios blasted back in, paddled away by Giguère. Out of the box is Kopecky. 2 power play shots for the Ducks out of the 7 they have total. 4 for Detroit in the game thus far. The energy guys are out there now, working along as Sammy Paulson has Moen nearby as well. And Sean Thornton. Thornton sustained an injury in the last game and did not play very much. Was one of 3 extra players taking the warm-up tonight, but if it was a game-time decision, it probably was made earlier than that in the minds of the coaching staff. The pounding continues. Cleary moves ahead, but a hand pass is ruled, and the clock is stopped. They have reinforced the glass and the boards, and that's a good thing. No score in the game here, but lots of hitting.
Okay, now what? Rock, paper, scissors for it? Okay, that's fair. On 3? Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
I threw paper.
I threw a rock.
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
Low 5.
Pass it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Put it in the zone. Yeah, put it in the zone.
You wouldn't make it in the NHL. But you can get inside with VCast. Watch highlights, interviews, and everything hockey. Exclusively from Verizon Wireless.
Everyone has two sides.
The man of the year, Mr. Earl Brooks.
I know you're the thumbprint killer. On June 1st, they collide. Hello. Kevin Costner, Demi Moore.
Tell me who you are.
Dane Cook.
I have never felt such a rush.
And William Hurt.
We are going to have so much fun. Mr. Brooks?
Mr. Brooks, rated R. In theaters everywhere, June 1st.
We are back in Anaheim. No score here early in the first period. Well, heart, sacrifice, and passion are 3 ingredients necessary to win in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And for the Ducks, these T-shirts are a reminder of just that. They were the brainchild of Todd Marchand. In round 1, the T-shirts just said passion. With each round, they've added another word. You can bet they're going to want to add one more. It'll mean they're in the Stanley Cup Finals. Mike?
Indeed. Marchand played 1 game for the New York Rangers, who drafted him, was 9 years in Edmonton, and was sitting out with a torn groin. He said, I had a lot of time to think up slogans, and I've got something in mind for the final, but I can't tell you what it is. We've got a lot of ideas, but first we have to get there. Todd Bertuzzi is wedged off smartly by the defense and played back along by Cleary, given a good bump there. Nearly the first 10 minutes played. Short of that by 1:35, but the proverbial 10 minutes when you see whether there's a fire to put out. Detroit has had the better of the play, I think, despite the fact that Anaheim did have the power play and generated a couple of shots. And Perry pivots and wipes out.
Yeah, best start for Detroit in this series here.
Zetterberg fought his way through and put it on goal for the cover by Giguère. I think if you consider the 6 periods, or 7 really, counting the overtime, Detroit's had 1 really good one, and that was number 2 in game 2.
Yeah, no argument here, Doc. And I think with what you're seeing here from the coaching staff with Detroit of just trying to incorporate their best players. And when you're playing with players like Zetterberg and Datsyuk, they're going to make you better, and it's going to get you that opportunity to get out there. And we talk about them not being able to score a 5-on-5 goal for a couple different reasons, because Anaheim's a good team defensively, and they just haven't been winning the one-on-one battle.
Ahead now, a shot is right on goal, and a great save off Penner by Hasek. McDonald banged pretty thoroughly in the boards by Zetterberg. Outlets a pass to Nick Lidstrom, sends it right across for the bunt back in by Michael Samuelsson. Beauchemin behind, just turned it on to Scott Niedermayer, but the pass was knocked loose by Zetterberg and then sent around behind. So good checking by Detroit, keeping the Ducks back there. A hit by Franzen, and just getting up a little later than he wanted is Beauchemin. Play made by Scott Niedermayer and wound back ahead for McDonald. McDonald fed one around in front, just away from Selanne. Banged around by Scott Niedermayer, off Selanne, and eventually given back to Niedermayer. Then McDonald. Selanne moves to the front. McDonald dumps it around behind, and Nick Lidstrom interceded there. Selanne still able to play it, though, and hand it to the back as we get another change. Pronger has come from the bench and takes the right point position and waits for the pass that comes to him. Shoots one that's blocked off by Hasek. Battled for by Lidstrom and taken by Franzen. Datsyuk able to bring it ahead and dealt right back in. Thornton sent it behind. Sean O'Donnell ahead. Moen had it taken right away. And we're past that halfway mark of the first.
Well, that was Filppula, Doc, on the back check. Kept his stick down. Was able to take the puck away from Moen.
Lebda pushed it in and went in to get it with Thornton. With, I beg your pardon, Pronger. Meanwhile, they jabbed to a side in the corner, and Holmstrom able to knock it free. Thomas Holmstrom behind. Good close off on him by Paulson, but he sped it over to Datsyuk. Then around in front, it's deflected. Rob Niedermayer started it ahead, and Moen laid it back down. But this is Detroit attacking and Anaheim counterpunching right now. The pass ahead, and it's Kopetsky ragging away from one, getting help from Draper, but the return pass was away from him. And it's banked back out, and Lilia took over.
I think Kopetsky was anticipating Draper. Doc could just get the puck towards the net and wasn't ready for that pass.
It is a rough game out there. Andy McDonald has felt some of it, but there is no score on the big board yet.
300, 2 behind the leader. Perfect distance, and just to the left of the green. This is a very tricky shot. Good speed, right at it. Oh.
Don't just watch it, live it. Experience the ultimate in high definition with LG Full HD. LG, life's good.
Hey, these guys joined my team and lost weight. Mike Golick, 51 pounds.
Sean Salisbury, 35 pounds. Scott Conover, 100 pounds.
Hey, Marino, I lost 32 pounds.
Get real results with Nutrisystem for Men.
You know, my wife told me I'm not as disgusting to her as I used to be.
Call or go online now to get 4 weeks of awesome food. Plus, through this special offer, you'll also get an extra week of hearty meals free.
Burgers, pizzas, lasagna, pot roast.
Eat like a man and still lose weight.
Our secret is the breakthrough science of the glycemic advantage that separates good carbs from bad. Now carbs are no longer off limits.
Nutrisystem worked for me. Trust me, it'll work for you.
About $10 a day gets you 4 full weeks of rib-sticking meals.
Pick up the phone and lose weight.
Order our 4-week men's program and get an extra 7 breakfasts, lunches, dinners, and desserts. A full week of food and a $70 value absolutely free. So call now.
We are back in Anaheim. I'm on the Ducks bench with Chris Pronger. Chris, already your first power play opportunity, but another kill by the Detroit Red Wings. What do you have to do?
Well, we had a number of good opportunities on that one. You know, he's playing well in the end. He's seen a lot of shots. We got to get a little bit more traffic, but you know, that was a lot better than it was the other night.
Chris, thanks.
Thanks.
Mike, back to you.
Thanks, Chris. Their shots are pretty accurate. They're getting them on goal. They've had 10 so far.
And remember the one time Dog was right off the faceoff, and that lone power play for the Ducks where Penner was standing right in front of Hasek. He didn't see where it was, but again, it's a mindset has to be as a forward, and it's not only for the Ducks, but for Detroit as well. The goaltenders see it, they're going to stop it, but go there and stand right in front of the net.
Samuelson fed one in front, they score! A pass across on a feed, and it is tucked in by Johan Franzen, and it's 1-0 in favor of Detroit.
Well, quick transition for the Wings in the neutral zone. Henrik Zetterberg goes hard to the net, and Michael Samuelsson. I think everybody anticipated him to throw the puck to the net, but instead he threw it across by Boschman, by Scott Niedermayer, and right on the tape of Johan Franzen. And we get a look from our goal cam at some time. I think it hit the goal cam square right in the middle of the nose. What a pass by Samuelsson. I was anticipating him getting the puck to the net.
Wait, the last moment, one replay showed how he curled his stick blade. Instead of showing pass or on goal, just hooked it right across.
Almost made it look like he was going towards the net and just turned his hands over.
Drive from the point that time that came from Kent Huskins. Like it might generate something, but it did not. Healthy collision across the way, and just getting up now is Bertuzzi. Ian Huskins had the heavy hit as this is dealt back in off the stick of Perry. Brad Watson, Bill McCleary in charge of this contest tonight. Greg Dvorsky, Sean Moran, veteran linesmen. See a lot of veterans and then a mixture of younger officials at this time of year. Dominik Hasek has gone out, gotten an extra stick, and put it on top of the net. So he can block the overhead camera, I would imagine. No, just to have it out of there.
Or if he wants to handle the puck a little better.
It is Holmstrom jabbing one along that is hooked by Datsuk, and that slowed things down. It came to center where it can be played to Filppula. And Filppula moved it along now to Holmstrom, swept it off Filppula and behind away from O'Donnell. Boy, there's new energy with Detroit. Datsuk fed one in front on it. Just jabbed by Holmstrom. Tries to work it to the front of the net, but standing in the way was Sammy Paulson, and he starts it back for the Ducks. 7.5 to go first period, brought on by Pronger. Yanked back in deep as Datsuk went to play it. Locks up on the boards with big Travis Moe on the one-time Blackhawk, and Chelios peels away. Then Filppula.
It seems to me, Doc, that Detroit's not thinking. They're just reacting. Almost the thought process of, if you think it's right, do it. And they just look much more relaxed. More than any other time in this series. Maybe for the exceptions you mentioned, period 2 of game 2.
You would think with lines being changed, there'd be more thinking than reacting, wouldn't you?
Just trying to get that infectiousness of the top players playing with everybody and trying to get them to play better. But here, Datsuk pulling the puck off the wall, winning those one-on-one battles, and then Tomas Holmstrom just missing the net. There, Datsuk was looking, holding, freezing the goaltender, J.S. Giguère, and then in one motion just slide it across. Holmstrom not able to hit the net. That's something that Mike Babcock talked about. I talked to him yesterday when the Wings practiced here in Anaheim. Once they flew all night and got into Anaheim local time 3:30, is that they just got to win those one-on-one battles, compete more.
Ducks flew yesterday and then had their major practice today. This is given up now from Marchand's shot that's guided away by Hasek. And the Dominator has stopped 11 out of 11 so far as this one went over the side glass out of play, and it is a penalty. It will be against Detroit.
Kopecky again.
It's not the way to make your impact on the team, is it? It's the second consecutive penalty that has been called on Kopecky, and the third time in this series, one in each game, that the Red Wings have been called for delaying the game by just throwing it over the glass from the defensive zone.
Kopecky had the chance to move his feet, Doc, and again, he hasn't played in the game in 6 months. You just got to continue to move your feet, and give a little credit there to Mullen because he was coming in to finish his check, so it hurried Kopecky to what he wanted to do. If you keep moving your feet, then you can just kind of push it along. When you stand still, nothing good happens, that's for sure, especially in the defensive zone.
A clean face-off win that time by Draper, and it's blasted down by Chelios. Chris Draper ended their third game tonight, 17 out of 34, perfect 50%. He is normally 60%, so perfect 50 is an insult to that young man, as well as the -4, which had never happened in his career, regular season or playoffs. Maybe in youth hockey at age 8, his career has been so strong, especially defensively, since John Paddock, his coach in Winnipeg, said, "You've got to deal with Pavel Bure of Vancouver tonight. It's your job. Good luck."
Yeah, I was there. He looked at me, John Paddock did, and of course he passed on me doing that. Good idea.
Why is that? Chelios with a drive. It rang off the iron, but it's called back because of an offside.
Pronger and Chelios have words. Pronger not happy that Chelios shot the puck after the whistle. We talked about a little bit earlier, Doc, before the first power play came for the Red Wings. 28 straight, looking to make it 29 and trying to get another shorthanded goal. Shorthanded goal in game 2 by Kirk Maltby. Wings have 4 in the playoffs so far, 2 by Daniel Cleary, 1 by Chris Chelios, the other one by Maltby in game 2. Talk about John Paddock. He's an assistant coach with the Ottawa Senators and sends her 1 win away from eliminating the Buffalo Sabres.
The last 13 years of playoffs, not counting this one, there has only been 1 sweep in the conference final, and that was by these Ducks over Minnesota in 2003. They caught a very tired Wild team and disposed of them in 4. Hasek swings and gets a little of it. Getzlaf fed it along, and pinching along was Beauchemin, guided it behind in the last 40 of the penalty kill for Detroit. It is Pronger right back to Beauchemin, jabbed it on a cross, Getzlaf there, whacked right away by Danny Markov and played on by Filppula and cleared back down.
That's a heck of a play by Danny Markov, Doc. He recognized that there was a time to pressure. The puck was bouncing. Getzlaf had his back to the center ice, and that was the time to be aggressive and pressure.
Ducks had to recoil on this one, but eventually gained the zone, though it's right in Hasek's wheelhouse. Sent along in the swing and a miss by Chelios that time. Scott Niedermeyer in, cross-bodied by Chelios, but bounced off. Twirling again and handing it on to Selanne. Ducks out of sync, it looks like. Penalty time up, and his shot is waffle-boarded away by Hasek, right in the area he wanted it to go. Zetterberg picked it up. Lidstrom across, and it's dropped back in by Bertuzzi. 4:20 left in the first period. Franzen the only goal from Samuelsson and Zetterberg. I don't want to make too much of this, but you talk about line changes, and in a playoff series, you often think that means that one coach has blinked. Here's Paulson jamming one in front, and it's held off by Hasek. A heavy hit on Brett Lebda. But sometimes it causes a repair, and so far it has been that for Detroit. They had the lead in the game by a score of 1-0.
Your shoes untied, Bob. Your shoes untied, Bob. Your shoes untied, Bob. Your shoes.
Sprint rugged foams. Tested for toughness. From the leader in 810F mil-spec wireless foams. Because it's a cruel world out there. Businesses get the rugged Sanyo 7050 or the Motorola IC502 for $59.99. Visit sprint.com/business.
Sprint. Power up. Feeling real good about lunch today. This new KFC biscuit bowl's got all my favorites. It's got chicken.
I got a burger.
Mashed potatoes.
Fries.
Got corn and gravy, cheese, and now it comes with a biscuit.
Well, I got a bun. It's kind of like a biscuit.
It's not even a little bit.
Biscuit-esque.
No, it's not.
Introducing the new Chicken and Biscuit Bowl from KFC. Layers of mashed potatoes, sweet corn, all white meat chicken, new home-style white gravy, and a 3-cheese blend. And now it comes with a buttermilk biscuit. Dig into great layers of flavor with new KFC famous bowls.
Hello, hello, how are you? Hello, hello, how have you been? It's good to see you, my friend. So till we meet again. Na, 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 na.
Nothing brings people together like boating. Get started with your free DVD at discoverboating.com.
Bill Clement, Hockey Central coming up. Brian Engblom and Keith Jones join me to break down the first period action from Anaheim. And we'll be joined by 3-time Stanley Cup winner Aaron Ward of the Boston Bruins. So be sure to stay with us for the Dodge Intermission Report. But right now, back to Anaheim. Doc, Eddie, and Christine.
Mr. Ward, a part of Stanley Cup championships in Detroit, too. Flipped around behind for the take by Teemu. Selanne tried to tuck one in front. It went off Fanner's skate, kicks at it, but it's picked up by Lilia. Sent too far for Samuelsson. Driven by O'Donnell, and it went wide. Played back along by Henrik Zetterberg, and that kicked back out for Selanne, but we get a halt to play. And a neutral ice face-off to result. Puck played by a high stick.
Well, the physicality here, left part of your screen. Brad May lowers the boom on Buffalo Grove, Illinois native Brett Lebda. That's what Brad May's going to bring you. Finish checks, energy, leadership, as Randy Carlisle talked about it this morning.
Buffalo Grove, now would that be Cubs or Sox territory?
Definitely Cubs. Chelio, Southsider, Sox. For the record, I'm a Cubs fan.
For the record, a one-time coach, and your thoughts on these line changes. I mean, they've worked out really well, but what is the dynamic of this? I would have thought there would have had to been some adjustment time for the Red Wings with every line different, but there sure hasn't been. Here is Moen bringing it ahead and shooting one that's deflected up into the mesh.
Well, I think that the thought process, again, of knowing that, I mean, they've been in this situation before. You go back to the previous round against San Jose. They'll split the first 2 games, probably didn't play as well as they possibly could. Same thing happened in this series. And I think when you're a coach and the coaching staff for the Red Wings, with the leadership of Mike Babcock, it's going, okay, well, how do we create more offensively? We need to get our better players out there. So you start changing around. Because if you stay the same, As Hasek makes the save off the shot by Niedermayer. If you stay the same, I don't think anything's going to change, especially in a 5-on-5. We know the penalty killing's been great. We saw the numbers, 29 in a row. Power plays had four power play goals in the series. So I think you're just trying to change it up. And you get the attention. You get the attention of your players when you start changing the lines. You just never know who you're going to play with. If you play well, you're going to get out on the ice. And Holmstrom's helmet came flying off.
It's a typical
play.
It was
the linesman.
The linesman always wants to do that every game, of course.
Greg Dvorsky. He's just looking to grab onto something so he wouldn't hit the ice. But I expected that, though, from Detroit. To, you know, just kind of give a little different look. And we all know Randy Carlyle loves to be by the book and get the matchups that he feels is advantageous for his team, especially his forward lines.
Off the face-off, an interference call against the Ducks, and so the Red Wings will get their first power play of the game. Speaking of Randy Carlyle, he was talking earlier today as well as yesterday about 2 bad penalties. That's all out of the string of minors his team has taken of 16. 2 really bad ones that resulted in goals for Detroit, 1 in each game. I don't know if this is a bad one here.
No, I just think that that's your job as an offensive winger, and the offensive zone is that you have to kind of screen out and block. And Bertuzzi did a good job. He kept his legs moving. I think he sold it really well, and referee Bill McCurry made the call. But if he continues to skate, Doc, that ice is as much Brad Mays as it is Todd Bertuzzi. So just make him go around you. I mean, if you start getting body on body, that's where you end up getting into some trouble. And he drew the penalty, Bertuzzi.
Pavel Datsyuk is out there with Holmstrom and Zetterberg up front on the power play. Zetterberg flipped. Holmstrom had that one knocked away, but right to Nick Lidstrom, who peels away and then rifles it back in for Holmstrom to drub further. Datsyuk chased off. Puck turned over. Brought out by Todd Marchand. Walks ahead. Shift change for Anaheim here, shorthanded. Dropped it off one of those glass supports, and it had to be fished away by Samuelsson. Lidstrom connects with Zetterberg. Gains and goes by 1. Rammed high and hard to the boards at the corner, and it's sped back near Samuelsson. Gave some ground, though. Oh, he nearly prevented a 2-on-1. Actually did, as Scott Niedermayer plays some 4 corners, and a confident penalty kill so far as they blaster it in on the goaltender Hasek.
Yeah, we would have been in 2-on-1 with Travis Moen.
Cleary brings it on. Daniel Cleary able to step away from Paulson. Inside the box is Lang. Drifting around in front, Bertuzzi. Chelios the shot, and it's held, or deflected, I should say, to the mesh by Giguère.
Well, I had a chance to talk to Nick Lidstrom yesterday. We're just talking about how Anaheim does such a good job of taking away the shooting lanes, and with Michael Samuelsson, who he's talking to on the bench, their partners on the power play, and just kind of spreading out the penalty killers and then just bringing the puck and dragging it to the middle, trying to open up those lanes and make quick decisions when the lanes are there, because the lanes are there for a split second and then they close off. So again, spreading out the penalty killers and then moving it towards the net as quick as they can.
Brett Lebda with one. That ricocheted off of Bertuzzi and skipped wide. Now Chelios. Fed back across, given back to him again. Chelios holding to the outside. He's got Lebda nearby. Helmetless is Bertuzzi, shoved off. Stiff pass is recovered by Lang. Around behind, Bertuzzi is hooked, and there'll be another penalty coming up. Delayed call on Lebda, flipped one in front, got him for it, and it popped into the catching glove of Giguère. And for 11 seconds, the Red Wings will have an offensive zone face-off and a 2-man advantage.
Anaheim penalty, 25, 2 minutes hooking.
Well, Todd Bertuzzi had an outstanding shift. And this is what the Detroit Red Wings expect and want from Todd Bertuzzi. Battling in front of the net, stopping in front of the net, battling for loose pucks. And there the stick of Chris Pronger gets around the midsection. Brett Lebda did a good thing of just giving up the puck and trying to kill the clock so they get a 5-on-3.
Lidstrom over to Zetterberg. Sent one across that's deflected back out, and Lidstrom has to go after it. Able to poke it away from Getzlaf, but out of play. And with that, the first penalty has expired, and Brad May is released. So a minute 50 of a 5-on-4 now.
Stick position so important when you're killing a penalty. And The Anaheim Ducks did an outstanding job there of taking away the passing lanes. Zetterberg trying to force the puck to Samuelsson. It really wasn't there. A good stick by Getzlaf, and then a good hustle in the neutral zone by Lidstrom.
Feathered it on, did Lidstrom to Datsuk. Threw it on through, and it caught a man offside as the customary guys are a little out of sync trying to enter the zone on that.
Talk about how good the penalty kill has been for the Red Wings. Well, here at home, that is a machine. Perfect for the Ducks.
Percentages for the Ducks and Detroit, their penalty kill is very high. Not many shorthanded goals in these playoffs so far, 11 total. Detroit's 4 is the largest number. So it's been effective in killing, and we're getting another stoppage of play on an offside against Detroit while on this man advantage.
You know, you think about the penalty killing, Doc. I mean, it's really changed, not only in the new NHL, but I think probably over the last 15, 20 years is where you have your top players, your highly skilled players, killing more penalties now than they ever have. Edmonton Oilers, you think about the days of Messier and Gretzky killing penalties, and then Lemieux.
Oh, a chance here. Holmstrom is shooting. Score! Thomas Holmstrom, power play goal, and it's 2-0. Kind of looked like Gretzky and Messier out there, but that was a power play.
Well, quick strike on the rush. Zetterberg with an outstanding pass. But Pavel Datsuk makes the play, Doc. He goes hard to the net, and Francois Beauchemin comes over. I think he anticipated that pass was for Datsuk. Beauchemin just got to stay home. And when you leave that area, the back door is wide open. We got two defensemen sitting back in Hockey Central, Aaron Warren and Brian Engblom. They got to know. You can't guess on that play. You can't anticipate the puck's going to that guy. Now, if you have help, that's a different story. But when you're shorthanded, you can't guess. But Zetterberg, perfect pass. And Holmstrom, perfect shot, far post and in. What a start by the Wings. 2-0.
Well, that guesswork was the same thing that cost them on the first goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, assuming that the puck was going to the net by Samuelsson. You pointed out beautifully, Doc, where Samuelsson just kind of turned the hands over and threw it right by Beauchemin and Niedermeyer.
It is Getzlaf ahead, and the pass came back to him with 12 left in the period. A shot by Pronger deflected to the glass. Chelios steps over to that one. A little soft touch back out to center as the final seconds wind down on a period in which the shots were 14-9 Anaheim, but in goals it was 2-0 in favor of Detroit. Henrik Zetterberg with a pair of assists, the primary assist on the goal that was scored by Holmstrom in 1917, the secondary assist to Nick Lidstrom, who is now with 16 points to lead all defensemen in the league. An impressive start for the Detroit Red Wings here tonight in Anaheim. Stay tuned for the Dodge Intermission Report with Bill, Brian, Keith, and special guest Aaron Ward. That's coming up after the break. 20 minutes in the books from Duckland, 2-0 Red Wings.
There may be better ways to spend 15 minutes online. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. There may be better ways to spend 15 minutes online. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance.
Enterprise, I'm at the repair shop, and I need to rent a car.
At Enterprise, we'll arrange to pick you up free and get you on your way.
Nice save, Mom.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Switch to Valvoline's Max Life, and there's no telling how long your car will keep going. Max Life not only protects against friction, but also leaks, deposits, and sludge, the 4 major causes of high-mileage engine breakdown. Long live your car.
Nick McMurdy chose a Carrier Infinity system because it can save him up to 56% on cooling costs. Here he explains the technology that makes it possible. So maybe Nick can't explain what makes his Carrier system the most energy-efficient heating and cooling system you can buy. Frankly, why should he? That's our job. Carrier, turn to the experts.
You can't turn on the TV or pick up a newspaper without seeing something about America's healthcare crisis. Are you one of the 43 million uninsured? Well, good news. You're already approved for health insurance with us. This is not a discount card, and everyone's accepted no matter your health or pre-existing conditions up to age 64. And it's less than $160 a month for individuals or $240 a month for families. Join one of the largest and oldest PPO healthcare networks. Over 400,000 doctors, 52,000 clinics, 3,800 hospitals, and virtually every pharmacy. Thousands already enjoy excellent health care for less than $160 a month. This is not a discount card. Your insured benefits cover doctors, hospitals, surgery, maternity, diagnostics, pharmacy, accidents, and so much more. Don't risk waiting. Call now. There are no questions asked, no physical exam. Enroll quickly and easily for less than $160 a month. You must call now.
The NHL Stanley Cup playoffs on Versus are brought to you by the all-new 2008 Dodge Avenger, the perfect combination of innovation, bold style, and spirited performance. Dodge, official vehicles of the NHL.
And welcome, everyone, to our Dodge Intermission Report. Bill Clement with Keith Jones, Brian Engblom, and Boston Bruins defenseman Aaron Ward. Aaron, we're sitting here watching a 2-0 hockey game, and you're saying it could be worse for Anaheim right now.
It could be way worse, way worse. It's as much of a dominating period as that was for Detroit. Easily could be 3-0 right now. We've just pulled out a clip here from Chris Pronger, a Norris Trophy candidate, Norris Trophy winner. This play starts off in the Detroit zone. There's an attempted cycle down low, and a turnover happens. The puck gets by, gets left. There's Kurt Maltby, opportunistic guy. Gets a puck across to Dan Cleary. And as it crosses the ice, stop right here. There it is, Chris Pronger, perfect positioning. Has them stop their feet. He's making them look, trying to figure out exactly what's going on. Again, here it is. By the time they get across the blue line, Dan Cleary has already stopped moving his feet, which indicates the defenseman he's going to take a shot, and he gets a piece. Perfect deflection by Chris Pronger. Of course, obviously a Norris Trophy winner.
That long reach kind of helps him every once in a while.
10-foot stick doesn't hurt.
Jonesy, Mike Babcock, the head coach of the Detroit Red Wings, is well aware of the road woes that Pavel Datsyuk and Henrik Zetterberg are experiencing, and he's taken some steps to try to change that tonight.
He put a coaching clinic on in this hockey game. If you look at the road troubles that there's top line has had, what do? You split them up and put Zetterberg at center. Immediately paid dividends. Detroit scores their first goal at 5-on-5 in this series. Zetterberg starts it. Samuelson a nice feed to Franz, and that got Detroit on the board. And if you look at this hockey team, they're a team that has been scoring on the power play. Wait for your power play opportunities. Put Datsyuk, Zetterberg, and Holmstrom together on the power play. They do that. They score a big goal to make it 2-0 for Detroit. So Mike Babcock, a fantastic job in this hockey game, recognizing a weakness with his team, going out and fixing it, and his players responded the right way.
And now it's Randy Carlyle of Anaheim that has to make some adjustments, and it's unfair to look at the role players to get it started. He's got to look at his lead dogs, doesn't he, Brian?
Yeah, Teemu Selanne and Andy McDonald, the #1 line. They're playing with Penner right now, and they got off to a really good start in the game. They had some good scoring chances early. One of the areas I wanted to look at was faceoffs. They win this faceoff. In the last game, they only won 30% of their faceoffs, which means they have to go after the puck and track it down. They backed off the defense because of the speed and the skill that they have. You see the penetration that they got. Then on a good clean breakout, the speed again and the threat of a McDonald and Teemu Selanne, who will appear on the right side of your screen. They very nearly clicked there early on. If that had gone in, either one of those would have changed everything, swung the tide in favor of Anaheim. But I think one thing that has to be looked at here, too, is that 5 minutes to 4.5 minutes for Teemu Selanne and Andy McDonald, but you got Sammy Paulson, who's the checking line, who's playing 2.5 minutes more than those guys. So it's tough for Selanne and McDonald to get going and get their game going when they're not getting as much ice time as they usually have.
So far in this series, it had been all special teams for the Red Wings. Not any longer. Johan Franzen's third goal of the playoffs was an even strength. That was the first one, and it's 2-0 Detroit. Back in a moment.
Introducing the all-new Dodge Avenger. The all-new Dodge Avenger. It's a natural performer.
Inside this cage is a world of hurt. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. For the toughest fighters in mixed martial arts today, there's no escaping the cage.
Fight! Here we go.
Just devastating. The competition is on. Versus World Extreme Cage Fighter. Premiering live from Las Vegas June 3rd at 9 Eastern on Versus.
Code Red. Need to hide.
You again. Hey, where can I compare auto insurance prices at this hour?
Easy. Get your Esurance quote, compare prices from other companies instantly online.
I save hundreds.
You'll save time, too. Quote by print. Not much compares with the convenience of Esurance. I gotta fly. If you're on the go, you gotta have Esurance.
Compare and save on auto insurance.
Visit esurance.com today. 300, 2 behind the leader. Perfect distance, and just to the left of the green. This is a very tricky shot. Good speed, right at it. Oh.
Don't just watch it, live it. Experience the ultimate in high definition with LG Full HD. LG, life's good.
You might think it's hard for the cops to see you at night, but if you don't buckle up, we will find you. Cops are cracking down like never before, so buckle up day and night. Click it or ticket.
Welcome back, everybody. We've got a 2-0 hockey game in Anaheim with Detroit ahead. Okay, Aaron Ward, what's the real difference in this game so far?
Oh, we talked about it at the outset of the broadcast. It's taken the fans out of the game, and Dominik Hasek himself single-handedly has done it. He kept them at perfect 28 for 28 in the penalty kill right now. They're on the road. The fans are not involved.
Ah, yes, goaltending, the thing that skews the hockey equation. We're going to change gears here a bit. Racing got underway yesterday in the semifinals of the America's Cup Challenger Series. And for an update on the very latest, we send you to Tucker Thompson in Valencia, Spain.
We're off to quite an exciting start here in Valencia, Spain for the semifinals of the Louis Vuitton Cup, the fight for the 32nd America's Cup. Day number 1 saw a unique breeze angle, and the Kiwis beat the Spanish Desafío Español, but surprisingly, BMW Oracle Racing lost to Luna Rossa. Today was quite a different story for BMW and Luna Rossa. They had quite a fistfight in their match. The Kiwis and Desafío Español, nothing new. New Zealand is up 2-0. But here's BMW Oracle Racing behind the entire race. They split to the left-hand side, an extremely large gamble for them, and the gamble pays off. 2 left-hand shifts got them close to Luna Rossa, about the top mark. 1 or 2 luffs later, it was still Luna Rossa who rounded ahead. But here's where BMW Oracle put the afterburners on. They jibed away from the Italians, went for more left-hand wind angle and a little bit more velocity, and drew the game even. They were neck and neck heading to the finish line on starboard jibe. It was Luna Rossa who then split, headed for the pin end of the line. BMW Oracle Racing headed for the committee boat, and the Americans won a come-from-behind finish. I'll tell you, if the rest of this regatta is going to be like this, you're in for a really exciting performance. For Versus, I'm Tucker Thompson. Thanks for joining us.
Thug, a bully, or a brawler. I don't fight in bars or back alleys. I'm an athlete, a boxer, a wrestler, an expert in jiu-jitsu. I'm a professional fighter, and this is Bodog Fight. This is mixed martial arts.
Go inside the action-packed ring on Bodog Fight, Costa Rica Combat. Tune in to Ion Tuesdays and Saturdays at 11:10 Central, or visit BodogFight.com for details.
That hurt?
Nah.
You're all right. We'll put a little ice on it. That's no big deal.
You wouldn't make it in the NHL.
But you can get inside with VCast. Watch highlights, interviews, and everything hockey. Exclusively from Verizon Wireless.
2007. 2 teams, 1 series away. The Eastern Conference Final, exclusively on Versus. Tomorrow, 7 Eastern.
Ooh, this smells good.
That feels good.
Surprise your someone special with something sensual from AdamEve.com. Like heavenly massage oil, tantalizing lingerie, or maybe something more adventurous. Right now, you'll save 50% on any item of your choice when you enter the offer code SEXY at checkout. So go to AdamEve.com. You sexy devil, you. And get ready for a night to remember.
Rest of the world, it's the ultimate boat race. For us, it's revenge. The USA set sail with one goal in mind. Bring back the cup. The race to the America's Cup is on. The Louis Vuitton Cup semifinals continues tomorrow live at 8:30 only on Versus.
Welcome back, everyone. We want to remind you to be sure to register for the Versus All or Nothing sweepstakes. Just log on to Versus.com and you can become eligible to win a 2008 Dodge Avenger, a trip to next year's NHL All-Star Game in Atlanta, and much more. Now's the time to sign up for your chance to win. This time of the hockey season, special teams can take you a long way. Power play goal number 5 off the stick of Thomas Holmstrom has the Red Wings ahead 2-0 as we head to the second in Anaheim.
You need some help?
Yeah. Could you give me a jump?
Sure.
Give it a try. Try giving it some gas. Thanks.
With Herculiner, it's easy to roll on a truck bed liner. It won't chip, flake, or peel. Herculiner is the only one with a textured rubber and polyurethane formula. It'll turn any truck bed into a tough, skid-proof, rust-resistant surface. Do it all yourself for less than $100. With Herculiner, the tough comes easy.
Feeling real good about lunch today. This new KFC biscuit bowl's got all my favorites. It's got chicken.
I got a burger.
Mashed potatoes.
Fries.
Got corn and gravy, cheese, and now it comes with a biscuit.
Well, I got a bun. It's kind of like a biscuit.
It's not even a little bit.
Biscuit-esque.
No, it's not.
Introducing the new Chicken and Biscuit Bowl from KFC. Layers of mashed potatoes, sweet corn, all white meat chicken, new home-style white gravy, and a 3-cheese blend. And now it comes with a buttermilk biscuit. Dig into great layers of flavor with new KFC famous bowls.
Hello?
Melissa, it's Josh from last night.
Oh, yeah, hey.
Listen, I know there's that 2-day rule about calling or whatever, and this might sound totally dumb, but did you feel like there was a real connection between us? I mean, you know, like a brother-sister connection? Nothing creepy. I mean, like, you know, I would never make out with my sister.
Singular's name is now AT&T. Now get half off all the latest Samsung phones.
The NHL Stanley Cup playoffs on Versus are brought to you by the all-new 2008 Dodge Avenger, the perfect combination of innovation, bold style, and spirited performance. Dodge, official vehicles of the NHL.
Back here again at Honda Center in Anaheim.
Brett Lebda of the Red Wings is wearing the microphone tonight. Let's listen in with Mic'd Up, presented by Bud Light.
Stay there! Right here, middle! 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds.
All the communication while he was on the ice, what was that about?
Well, stay there, as he was going to pressure the puck carrier, making sure that his partner, whoever the back checker was, coming on that play to let him know what he was going to do. And there's nothing like having communication on the ice, because there's an extra set of eyes and ears out there for you to help out. And whether you're the one that's speaking like Lebda was, or somebody's talking to you, hey, time, heads up, hurry up. It's little things, but it's a great habit to learn, especially at a young age. And sometimes you could talk a little bit too much.
Full strength action at the start of this second period.
You got to know who's talking to you too, because there's a lot of cagey guys out there who say, yeah, I'm open, drop it, and end up giving it to the wrong guy. And sometimes it does happen.
Did you ever have anybody ask for a pass and it was the other team?
Oh, many a times. Keith Acton was really good at that. Former NHLer, longtime assistant coach with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Could he throw his voice? Everything but, right? Detroit had a lot of statistical advantages in the first, not shots on goal, but face-offs. Poked back out to center. They won 15 of 25, and Chris Draper won 5 of 6.
And they won the last 6 of the period, Doc. Puck possession, not just a formality. You're able to dictate on what goes on in all 3 zones when you win a face-off.
Crowd came here tonight wanting to let loose. Haven't had the chance yet. That one speared high by Maltby and eventually played nicely, yanked around by Lilia, then sent back out. It's Cleary giving ahead for Andreas Lilia. Feeds it across to Maltby. Backhander deflected away, and then plastered to the corner was Beauchemin by Lilia. Help came from the defense as they dropped back, and it is play to be made around by Selanne, then tried for Penner. Penner kicked it on for Andy McDonald, watched by Maltby, and then by Draper across to Selanne for a shot, and that just blocked right away by Lilia, who got right on him. Fed across, and another block by Detroit. Maddening sort of play by the Red Wings against the Ducks here now, as Cleary holds for Detroit.
Well, that play just developed, Doc. That's where Anaheim has to play, is below the goal line. That physical, cycling, grinding type hockey that Randy Carlyle, head coach of the Ducks, talks about. Not that first period, it was just trading chances. Up and down, open hockey, more like the way Detroit likes to play. But I think that's how Anaheim's got to play below the goal line like they did in the first 2 games of this series.
Zetterberg shoved it on through, taken by Franzen, tried for Samuelsson, who recovered, and then cycled on for Zetterberg. Zetterberg able to escape DePenta. Zetterberg run into by Getzlaf. To the outside it comes for Lidstrom's one-timer, and that ricocheted in front. Kicking on back for Pronger to outlet. Carried on by Getzlaf. Crisscrosses with Perry. Getzlaf to the net, and he backhanded it through the crease wide. Rattled around behind and off Perry. Red Wings fly right to it, but can't clear out. It bounced loose off O'Donnell. Tumbling to the ice was Perry, reaching for it Getzlaf. Lebda nudged it on, and Franzen took it there. Animatedly waving a moment ago was Dominik Hasek. He wants it moved as a drive comes right into his paraphernalia, blocked it away, and then he's yelling at the referee, feeling he had been interfered with earlier in the play. That's what the arm waving was about. No icing to come from this as Chelios takes. 3 minutes played in the second period. You talk things over, as the Ducks had to at the end of that first, and you want to get things established in the second. The first few shifts have not been heartening because the Red Wings have taken again the balance of play. Fed around for Cleary. Looks toward Robert Lang. Threw one in front. Score! Oh, it looked like at first that Giguère was going to get that one, but it's tipped in, and it's a 3-0 game, Detroit. Both Lang and Bertuzzi were near the front of the cage.
Well, the cycling along the wall, and then Daniel Cleary just throws it in front of the net. And Todd Bertuzzi comes from behind the net to the front. The shot off of Bertuzzi. like it went off his left leg, Doc. A Cleary simple play directed at the net. And Todd Bertuzzi with goal number 2 of the playoffs. It's going to be a goaltending change here for the Ducks. Ilya Bryzgalov coming in for J.S. Giguère.
Well, collectively, team decision-making was not good on the first 2 goals. A yawning net was open for Franzen, and then a terrific play made by Thomas Holmstrom to get the power play goal. But Bryzgalov comes in. He was the man who played in the first 4 games in these playoffs because of a personal setback to the young son of J.S. Giguère. Last word was that this has gotten much better, and of course Giguère has played all of the games since that time. This was his 9th straight start tonight. But across it comes now for a nice work by Filppula. Circles around and shoots one. Oh, and Bryzgalov, they score! It's Holmstrom as it ricocheted off Bryzgalov, and it is a 4-0 Detroit lead.
Well, what a play by Valtteri Filppula. Outstanding move coming down the left wing boards. The play by Datsuki takes the hit and then a little inside outside and then around the net, tries to get the puck upstairs, and then the big rebound, and Holmstrom looking, go to the net and stop in front. You want to score goals, doesn't matter what level it is. In the best league in the world, the National Hockey League, Thomas Holmstrom goes hard, goes right to the net. The previous goal by Todd Bertuzzi, where was he? Right in front of the net. I mean, those 2 goals combined, Doc, maybe 5 feet.
Yes.
But what a move by Filppula. Woo!
Thomas Kopetsky able to wheel around a little bit here, and a penalty is coming up. It's going to be against the Ducks.
It'll be on Scott Niedermayer.
Boy, everything going right for Mike Babcock's team. He said we were terrible 5-on-5. 3 of the 4 goals they've scored tonight have been 5-on-5 goals. 2, as you mentioned, right near the front of the net. Some brilliance up front.
2 hooking.
Captain for the Ducks, Scott Niedermayer, a hooking minor. And so not a heartening first 3 minutes and 52 seconds of the second period as he sits.
Well, whatever confidence that Anaheim thought that they could build off of in that first period early in the second has been taken away by the Red Wings. They had the one good shift by the McDonald line, Doc. They had some chances. They dictated play below the goal line, and then the goal by Bertuzzi to change in goalies, and then the beautiful goal by Holmstrom.
You think that was just to change the team momentum of the Ducks?
No
to make
question.
the change?
Just like Mike Babcock did with the lines, get the attention of the players. I don't think there's any doubt that Randy Carlyle was trying to get the attention of his team and his players. Hey, you know what? Sometimes the will is there, but the execution isn't. And right now, Detroit's just a sharper, quicker, more confident team. And they're feeding off of it. So I don't think there's any doubt that you made mention of the first 2 goals. I mean, no chance for Giguère. And the third one was the lucky bounce for Bertuzzi going in. And as a coach, you try to weigh the pros and cons for doing that.
Offside called. Well, after the 4th goal was scored, the close-up that we had of Giguère at the bench, he was still steaming.
All right.
Look at that. This is not only it's an understatement to say this is not a good time, but he was angry.
Yeah.
Maybe not at the coach, maybe at the way things had developed.
No, I'm sure there's probably a little both. I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, he knows the goals he gave up. Now, the rebound, is that a concern? You know, the rebound that was there, should there have been a rebound? And as a coach, you look at it and you got to make that, we have the beauty of watching a replay, Doc. I mean, Randy Carlyle and the coaching staff looks at it and goes, okay, well, that was an easy shot from Cleary. Yes, there was a screen, but maybe there shouldn't have been a rebound on that opportunity, and it should still be 2-0.
Well, and then the one Bryzgalov gave up.
Right.
Looked like he did the right thing to stop the puck, but here is it coming way out is Hasek, and he's able to knife it away from Todd Marchand. He's getting bored, isn't he?
Need that bungee cord. You only are allowed to go 20 feet from the net. I asked Mike Babcock about that the other day.
It is sent off of Lang and off of Brizgalov by Bertuzzi.
He says when he does leave the net in those dangerous areas, he says, yes, the heart rate does go a little quicker.
The fans starting to get on the Ducks here a little bit for just some misplays. That one drilled in on Hasek, who shoves it aside. Dom oftentimes loses his stick. Some feel he's a better goaltender, especially earlier in his career with Buffalo when he didn't have it. And then there were some goaltenders that started to adopt that style. Out of the box is Niedermeyer, as this one is sent back down, and going to play it is Markov. Touches up the icing. One power play shot. Red Wings are more than happy to have a meager total because they've got the big total on the board of 4-0 right now.
I think now the thought process for the Anaheim Ducks, Doc, and we talk about it, it's proven. I mean, no lead is safe. We saw earlier in the playoffs, Buffalo had a 4-1 lead against the Buffalo Sabres. The Buffalo Sabres had a 4-1 lead over the Islanders, and next thing you know, 2 quick goals, a power play, and it's 4-3 game. So again, for Anaheim, they want to chip away. They're not going to get them all back in one shift. So do what they do best, play down low 5-on-5. They know they're going to get a power play opportunity. Yes, the power play has struggled. That's the way, that's the mindset. Look, no more against the rest of this period. Let's try to cut the lead in half and get to the third period only down by 2. And just slowly chip away at it.
Pass went too far for Selanne, but he chases it down, left it there to defend against him. Centered one anyway, and Lilia is able to come up with it, and then he's run by May, and it's shot. Oh, and it was up on the glass by Selanne as Brad May really made things happen there. Another drive that went wide. Rebound, they pound away. Andy McDonald to the outside, and the fans start to get involved in this. They talk it up more, but the Red Wings come up with it, and it's Franzen scaling behind and handing through Lilia for Zetterberg, and eventually brought back ahead by Samuelsson. Peels off and picks up Franzen. Just drops it back in.
They're looking for a little energy. Randy Carlyle puts Brad May out there with Selanne and McDonald, which he's done earlier. Outstanding shift.
What, 4 Red Wings there to meet 1 Duck coming in. But play halted here midway in the second period.
Looks like we might be too many men on the ice for the Ducks here coming. We'll be back.
Bold, aggressive styling. Incredibly precise handling. Electronic stability program. 5-speed auto stick transmission. Dodge Charger SXT that has the power to make anyone emotional. Now get 0% financing plus $500 bonus cash on Dodge Charger. Discover America's hottest products at your Dodge dealer.
Not in the abdomen, Cameron.
Hi. This is Matthews. I'm Steve, your Progressive Claims rep.
All right.
I inspected the damage on your car, and you're all set.
Oh, thanks so much for coming by. My insurance agent recommended Progressive because you do this kind of stuff for free. I have 4 boys, so the smallest errand is just...
No problem.
Yeah, okay, thanks so much. Bye. Who wants to be quiet?
With Progressive, saving hundreds is just the beginning. Contact a local independent agent to switch today.
Your shoes untied, Bob. Your shoes untied, Bob. Your shoes untied, Bob. Your shoes.
Sprint rugged foams. Tested for toughness. From the leader in 810F mil-spec wireless foams. Because it's a cruel world out there. Businesses get the rugged Sanyo 7050 or the Motorola IC502 for $59.99. Visit sprint.com/business.
Sprint. Power up.
Minor penalty to the Ducks. Ryan Shannon serves it. Things have blown up in their faces so far. Still over half of regulation time to go. If you're Randy Carlyle, what are the things you want to do now? One piece at a time.
Well, first you got to kill this penalty off. Most importantly, we know the success that the power play of the Red Wings in this series. Just continue to chip away, and maybe he has to do the same thing, Doc, of what Detroit did to start the game. Maybe you got to change the lines up a little bit. They had a good shift there the last time with McDonald, Selanne, main line.
Puck picked off by Zetterberg. Lidstrom a drive, and that one is held by Brizgalov. Backed into him was Holmstrom.
A perfect positioning there by Brizgalov. Holmstrom standing right at the top of the crease.
You know, there was an energy that the Ducks had in the second game, and you don't want to say it was because Kunitz wasn't in the lineup. He had successful surgery to repair a broken bone in his right hand today. But that did mix things up. Brad May came up and played for a while on the top line, and everything was a little bit different for the Ducks, as well as the outcome. Pronger played behind, finessed free and angled on back now for Samuelson. Then Datsuk. That was not a play to the referee, but it looked like it. Onto the back now, Lidstrom. They're doing the old Joe Louis stuff. Bouncing him off the boards. Lidstrom holds there, gives it across. Fed across by Zetterberg, deflected away. Two players canceled, and a third. Pronger was able to clear it along for the dump back down by Rob Niedermeyer. Thomas Holmstrom, public enemy number 1, coming to the bench right now. Robert Lang and his unit are out on this power play. Laid back in by Cleary right after it. Brushed it around behind. Held to the outside and fed back for Nick Lidstrom again. Lidstrom across. Samuelson with a shot. Fought off by Brizgalov. Didn't really handle it cleanly. And it was up for grabs for a moment, but eventually dug out by Samuelson. Put off one of those glass supports to Cleary and then right back around. Head back to Lidstrom once more. Captain gives back over to Samuelson. Waiting and back to Lidstrom with Bertuzzi inside the 4-man box, moving to the front to have the Holmstrom roll. Little feed is off his skate, but he's able to recover. Dealt back to the outside in the last 20 of the power play. Lidstrom a shot, and he got the glass with it. Chopped high by Niedermeyer. Forced back along near Samuelson, but cut off and spirited back out again by Todd Marchand.
Boy, that puck exploded off the stick of Nicholas Lidstrom. Perfect pass by Robert Lang. No hesitation, just put it in his wheelhouse. Didn't have to stop it. He was going high and hard on Brizgalov. Just missed the net.
Teams are at full strength. One of the Ducks fell to the ice, and the fans are looking for any kind of an edge they can get here. Niedermeyer plays over to Pronger. A lob that is just hand-to-eye coordination perfect for the young 45-year-old from Chicago. Chelios flipped that one back, and eventually it is lobbed back in by Franzen. One of several heroes in this game so far for Detroit. And all of this is going to be called on a hooking call, and it's going to be against the Ducks. Another power play coming up for Detroit, and this time it is Ryan Getzlaf. Time to take a look at the Dodge storyline. I'm a little tardy here.
That's okay, Doc. Holmstrom with a couple, Bertuzzi off the skate, and Henrik Zetterberg with 2 assists. Rains at force. Just killed off one penalty. Going back. The hook by Getzlaf. Johan Franzen.
Doesn't take much.
And as a coach and as a player, all you want is consistency. It's the first minute, last minute, doesn't matter. Well, there's people out there that feel if it's not involved in the play, you should just let them play on. But all of a sudden, then that bungee cord becomes, instead of being 10 feet, it becomes 100 feet. So consistency is the most important thing. We've gotten that here for the majority of the playoffs. You're always going to question the calls and the human element of it, in my opinion, Doc. I think the consistency's been there, especially in this series.
Puck fed back to Lidstrom, played back on for Datsuk's pass that came with Zetterberg feeding back to him. Holmstrom front of the net. Worked across by Lidstrom. Samuelson over to Datsuk. Then back to Nick Lidstrom. Little touch pass over to Samuelson for the shot, and that one grabbed and held by Brizgalov.
Oh, a real good idea there by Michael Samuelson. I think we're hearing the voice of Billy McCreary down at ice level telling Holmstrom to watch the crease, watch the crease. It's almost Holmstrom with 2 goals, got 2 career multi-goal playoff games. His last was in 2002. It's the Colorado Avalanche has never had the hat trick. Quick shot there by Samuelson. Good save by Brizgalov.
Well, you think of the guys that have worked the front door of the net on power plays back through history. And there was Gary Dornhofer in Philadelphia when they were winning championships. I mean, you can remember a lot of guys that were probably teammates of yours.
Oh, yeah. Al Secord was really good at it. You know, one of the guys that was really good at it that people might not think of. I mean, Dino Cicerelli was one of those guys, Doc, that really worked in front of the net. I mean, not a big guy at all. 5'10" and a half if Dino Cicerelli's lucky. But he'd take a beating and stand there, and then he'd fall off a little bit off the side of the net. And people talk about Ryan Smith now and Tomas Holmstrom.
Cicerelli was the first man to have 3 power play goals in a game in the playoffs twice. 95 was the last time that he had done that. A rocket of a shot by Samuelsson is deflected wide. And the Ducks in the final half-minute of another kill lay this one back down, and Dom comes out to deal with it. Fortunately, he didn't get in that vacated area that he's not supposed to play in, that he gets bagged for a lot during the regular season. It hasn't happened to him in the playoffs, as Lepta is sent down by Marchand.
It's okay if he leaves the net and there's nobody in a dark-colored jersey around him.
Talking with Chris Osgood the other day, his backup goalkeeper and his Stanley Cup winner, too, as we had another.
There's a 5-minute penalty coming here, Doc. No question about it. Rob Niedermayer and Chris Pronger on Tomas Holmstrom. It's got to be a 5-minute penalty. Blow to the head.
2 referees.
Got to be 5 minutes.
They're conversing about it right now.
Got to be.
He's leaving. Niedermayer is gone. That's Rob Niedermayer.
Well, and he's cut.
10 to the fallen player. Get the penalty call when we come back.
Oh, man. Could have got either guy.
Using the all-new Dodge Avenger.
Commence heat-seeking missile test.
With a heated cup holder. .5-liter V6. And ESP with all-speed traction control. Oh, did we mention the cup holder also cools? The all-new Dodge Avenger.
When does 1 + 1 equal 50? Every time you introduce a friend to Dish Network through Club Dish, you get $50 off your bill. And they get their $50 activation free. It's that simple. The more people you turn on to Dish Network, the more you save. Up to $250 a year. It adds up with Club Dish. Join the club today.
Introducing Jigaloo. It lubricates. It repels water. And it takes care of the tax man. Jigaloo makes the world run smoother. Go get it.
5-minute boarding major and a game misconduct to Rob Niedermayer. Holmstrom, cut around the head area, has been helped off.
Wow, it could have been easily Chris Pronger. They got there at the same time in real speed. In the blow to the head. Holmstrom was helped off the ice in that commercial break. Rob Niedermayer was coming over almost at the same time. I think Holmstrom was skating. He was skating back towards his zone, Doc, so he saw Niedermayer coming, but I don't think he realized that Pronger was coming from his backside. Hey, trust me, you know when Chris Pronger is on the ice because he plays with that nastiness. It was just almost that element of surprise, but both players off with their arms up. And I think it was more the blow from Pronger than it was from Niedermayer on the looks that we had.
Chris Simpson is down below. We will try to find out as soon as there is word on the condition of Thomas Holmstrom. Did get to his feet, was helped off the ice, walked down the hallway with a cut at the head. That much was visible, not only with our cameras, but also from up here. Zetterberg works back in now for Datsuk. Pavel Datsuk with a shot deflected up into the mesh and back down. 4:03 of the major penalty power play to go. 7:23 left in the second. The Red Wings have exploded in this game, outplayed the Ducks throughout. 4-0 here past the halfway mark in the game. Venue changes are interesting, aren't they? I think you have some momentum build up, especially the solid way the Ducks played in both games. Got bad bounces and lost the first. Were a dominant team in the second. Some of the numbers didn't show total dominance, but their play was certainly solid. And they looked like the team that would win an overtime game, and that's how it turned out. Another Red Wing is down across the way. Chris Chelios getting back into the play now as Cleary wraps up with Getzlaf. Puck escaped near Lang, but picked up by Getzlaf. And the fans pick up the tempo a little bit as here's Getzlaf shorthanded. That one is just sent aside calmly by Brett Lebda, who recovers. The Notre Dame are able to start play ahead. Pronger shoves. The Red Wings are caught in a change. It's Paulson with a shot. Stick went flying. That was Lidstrom's, and the puck in the air, and Hasek grabs it. No penalty was forthcoming. The face-off will be near Hasek.
In the middle of a change, the Red Wings not able to get the puck in deep. Pronger to Paulson, and on the right part of your screen, Nick Lidstrom at the last second just kind of gets the stick across the stick of Paulson. Right there, doesn't let him extend and follow through to be able to get that quickness and the hardness of the shot.
Always a smart play from that guy, usually involving the stick and legal. Asked Nick the other day, you know, you've won the gold medal in the Olympics, 3 championships, been a part of powerful international teams. I mean, why? Is there anything special about another playoff year? And he said, yeah, just the chance to experience the winning, a chance to experience a championship. And that's what drives us on every day, collectively as a team, because there's so much in the way of sacrifice that maybe we talk about too much at this time of year. It has nothing to do with money. It has to do with the sacrifice collectively with the team and getting your name on a trophy at the end of the summer. It's happened with him 3 times.
Well, the expectations, that's for sure. In Detroit, year in and year out, not just making the playoffs, not just winning a round every year. They expect to win. And it's proven by the players that they draft, the players that they sign. When you have leadership like Lidstrom, like Chelios, the work ethic of Dominik Hasek.
You know, in the first week of these playoffs, we were talking with Peter McNabb, who played in a lot of them for Boston in particular. And he was saying, I haven't talked to anyone who played their first playoff game and said it was just what I expected. I asked Brett Lebda that the other day, and he said, oh, that's absolutely right. It is so intense, and the battling is so hard, and that's just for one shift. No comparison to the regular season. Lebda's shot is knocked down in front. Oh, and a pad stop by Brizgalov on the rebound. Kicked it back out, and it's cleared as we're nearing the halfway point of the major penalty power play.
Interesting power play unit up front for Mike Babcock. Kopetsky, Filppula, and Draper. I think that last save actually went off of Huskinson front. Defenseman.
Lebda run to the corner, and the puck dealt right back near him, but eventually picked up by Sammy Paulson and dropped back for Scott Niedermayer. Niedermayer with the pivot, the toss on to Travis Moen, and again, it is lobbed right back in. It has gone down to approximately a minor penalty now. A giveaway and a shot that went wide by Marchand. Carelessness by Detroit, and Getzlaf fed it back for Marchand, who blasted one off the mark. Brought back by Zetterberg. And that one is grabbed and then covered by Brizgalov with 5:10 to go in the second, and the Red Wings ahead by 4.
You talk about the giveaway there by Detroit. Dago was Chris Chelios, but Ryan Getzlaf made a heck of a play. He was standing in front of the net, and then he just got his stick. We talk about Lidstrom, the quick stick. I mean, not only defensemen, but forwards. When you're going in on a forecheck, and he has the presence of mind to get the puck out in front of the net. But if his stick's up in the air, or if he's going to make contact, and his stick's up, that pass gets to where it's supposed to go, and Detroit's out of the zone. So you can lead with your stick, and if it hits it, great. If it doesn't, well, force the guy to pass it through your stick.
A shot by Datsuk, popped off Brizgalov, and is ripped back down by Getzlaf.
Try to teach young hockey players when you go in for a hit on a forecheck is, you know, they all have their sticks up and think they got to hit with their hands. Lead with your stick, make them pass it through, and then finish your check. If your stick's up in the air, chances are you're going to get a penalty too if you're trying to hit somebody with your stick up in the air.
It's Pronger, a shot deflected to the glass by Marchand and grabbed off the glass by Hasek.
I think that went off his helmet. Soccer style by Dominik Hasek. The quick shot by Chris Pronger. Quick little redirect.
Wasn't one of those Roman Czechmonic intentional gongs, was it?
You know what? I think it might have. There's Hasek, Marchand in front of the net, and right off the noggin, right off the top. See, off the helmet, off the glass, and then I'll catch it.
Nothing but net.
Yeah, no, you don't want to say that, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the wrong guy to be talking about net. Now, if you're a player, you call the bank shot, like the winning goal last night in Ottawa by Daniel Alfredson, who's absolutely playing unbelievable. The captain of the Sens. Nobody's talking much about Zdeno Chara right now, are they?
No. Nope. Maybe Aaron Ward will in the next intermission.
Sure.
Little head fake and a move there by Lebda. For the last half minute of the major penalty. Drive by Chelios. Rebound is sent wide. And Brizgalov seems a little overwhelmed by this right now. And this is a guy that, you know, was just brought in at the last moment in this contest. Not a surprise replacement given how his team was playing, but he was able to shrug that one down. And it's lobbed back. Yet he was the guy a year ago. And the applause is for the end of the major penalty. Kopetsky flung it wide. Fed on back now for Markov to blast around, and there's going to be a penalty coming up. It is a roughing call. It is a duck who will go to the box, and another power play to Detroit.
Ram Heavy Duty with a legendary 6.7-liter Cummins diesel and best-in-class low-end torque. Part of the longest-lasting, most durable line of full-size pickups, Dodge Ram. It'll be around for a long, long time. Now get 0% financing or $3,500 cash allowance on Dodge Ram Heavy Duty. Discover America's hottest products at your Dodge dealer.
Code green. I think I've lost him.
Hey, haven't I seen you before?
You sure have. Look out!
Whoa! My car! It's too late to report my claim now.
Don't you have Esurance?
I do.
At Esurance, you can report your claim 24/7, online or on the phone. Always fast and friendly. You'll be back on the road in no time. Duty calls. If you're on the go, you've got to have Esurance.
Save on 24/7 claim service at Esurance.com.
With Herculiner, it's easy to roll on a truck bed liner. It won't chip, flake, or peel. Herculiner is the only one with a textured rubber and polyurethane formula. It'll turn any truck bed into a tough, skid-proof, rust-resistant surface. Do it all yourself for less than $100. With Herculiner, the tough comes easy.
Bill Clement at Hockey Central coming up in the intermission. I'll be joined by Brian Keith, and Boston Bruins defenseman Aaron Ward will break down the second period action from Anaheim. So far, it's all Detroit, but stick around for the Verizon Wireless intermission report. Right now, back to Anaheim. Doc, Eddie, and Christine.
Power play underway. The roughing penalty was to Pronger. Lidstrom, a shot that's deflected to the glass by Scott Niedermayer, carried around by Datsuk. Franzen is playing the Holmstrom role at the front of the net. When we get word on his condition, we will pass it along to you. Here is Datsuk working. Pavel Datsuk just waiting again. Fed one across on it. Looked like a perfect play for the spike in by Lidstrom. Popped off his stick. Zetterberg wedged there by Scott Niedermayer. It's worked on now for Franzen. Banked around for Datsuk. Sent one off the defense that's grabbed by Moen. And Moen hawked by Datsuk from behind. But Moen persists and is able to chew up some of the time left on the penalty kill. It's down to 1:05. Samuelson's pass is touched on now, carried by Datsuk across to Zetterberg. Down to the ice went Pocheman. And it's fed on for Samuelson. Gives across to Lidstrom again. Flipped one across for Datsuk. Confidence of having the big lead. They're just toying with them a little bit now as it's back onto Lidstrom for a shot that is blocked down by Getzlaf, and he's able to start ahead. 100 seconds to go in the second period. Shorthanded, in come the Ducks. Getzlaf bodied off by Lidstrom, tried to center, and it's cut right off and steered on back for the Red Wings and Bertuzzi. Todd Bertuzzi starts ahead with Cleary headed to the net. Shift change on for Detroit while on this power play. They get fresh troops out, and a shot is held by Brizgalov. A strong shot by Robert Lang. Tomorrow night, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, the Senators have turned the table on the #1 ranked Sabres. 3 straight wins. Eastern Conference Final continues from Ottawa. Game 4, Sabres Senators. Thursday night, the Western Conference Final resumes. Game 4 here. The Wings and the Ducks, 9 Eastern. The NHL playoffs on versus do or die. Sammy Paulson brings it ahead. Best face-off man in the first 2 games of the series.
Offside, offside! Offside, get out!
But it is Chelios.
Still offside, get
Skipped
out,
off of Lebda. All of this is on a delayed offside. And eventually it can be started out to Lang, who shoves it across. Filppula gained the zone, but Lang had already gone in. And so play is stopped. 1 shot for the Red Wings on that power play. 22-16 in the period. That's 13 shots to 2 for the Red Wings this period.
Anaheim shorthanded. Almost seems the last 11 minutes of this second period. You made mention, Doc, earlier, best period before tonight's game 3 was period 2 of game 2. Detroit's played a real strong game through 2 periods here tonight.
Oftentimes philosophers of hockey will say, well, that's why it's best of 7, because you can have dominance by one night and by another. And we'll caution still 20 minutes and 26 seconds of playing time remaining to these 2 teams. But it has been solidly Detroit so far as we get a stoppage of play, puck played by a high stick, and a face-off coming to center.
Andy McDonald knocked that puck down with a high stick. Go back to the first period, Doc, and it just kind of had that feel where it was up and down. Anaheim really is not that type of team. I mean, they can't play that way, but Randy Carlo talks about that hard hockey, that grinding style. Chip it in, bang bodies, roll them over.
Make use of the size.
And it wasn't like that in the first period. And that's really the first time that we've seen that.
We saw in the first 2 rounds Detroit start to flex their physical muscle as the series went on with Calgary, and the same with San Jose. But this has been the first, even though the hits were recorded as even in one of the games in Detroit, this has been the first
that was game 1. Yeah, it was game 1, 22 apiece. By that, Anaheim had the majority. Now we're getting called intentional offside by Detroit, so the faceoff comes all the way down. And Dominik Hasek having words with linesman Jean Morin. Look for Paulson to try to get it back to Getzlaf and slide it over for Pronger for a one-timer.
There it is. Getzlaf the shot. Stick fails him. And the puck, yeah. How many times have we seen it? It is a house of horrors through the first 2 periods for the Ducks.
You know what Hasek's doing here? I mean, he doesn't agree with the call. I mean, he knows. He's seen enough hockey. It's a 4-0 game. All of a sudden, it's an intentional offside. Quick little face-up, boom, it's in the back of the net, and all of a sudden now Anaheim's got some life. So just his experience is being heard out there by referee Bill McCreary.
2 periods in the books. 4-0 Detroit. 2 goals in each period. Stay tuned for the Verizon Wireless Intermission Report. Bill, Brian, Keith, and Aaron coming up after this break.
Woo! 22 minutes. Beat that.
You're on.
Zip through your yard work with today's most innovative new mowers from the Home Depot. Like John Deere, Toro, and Cub Cadet's ingenious new zero turning radius mower. An exclusive lineup all under one roof.
The Home Depot. You can do it, we can help.
Good luck, buddy.
Feeling real good about lunch today. This new KFC biscuit bowl's got all my favorites. It's got chicken.
I got a burger.
Mashed potatoes.
Fries.
Got corn and gravy, cheese, and now it comes with a biscuit.
Well, I got a bun. It's kind of like a biscuit.
It's not even a little bit.
Biscuit-esque.
No, it's not.
Introducing the new Chicken and Biscuit Bowl from KFC. Layers of mashed potatoes, sweet corn, all white meat chicken, new home-style white gravy, and a 3-cheese blend. And now it comes with a buttermilk biscuit. Dig into great layers of flavor with new KFC famous bowls.
Jack Link's Beef Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch. Jack Link's Jerky. Feed your wild side.
Don't worry about those guys.
I am just so sick of this.
Dude, what do you expect? You went with Geico.com. What, to save some money?
It's my life, okay?
Just a little loyalty would be nice, that's all.
What? Having Geico makes me less of a caveman?
Tina's here. We're getting back together. Hey,
Give us a minute.
Geico.com. So easy, a caveman can do it.
2007. 2 bad bounces. In consecutive games, the Sabres are the victims of 2 bad bounces. Now, the best team in hockey needs to bounce back. The Eastern Conference Final, exclusively on Versus. Sabres Senators, tomorrow, 7 Eastern. Do or die.
This is the Verizon Wireless NHL on Versus Intermission Report. Brought to you by Verizon Wireless, official wireless service provider of the NHL.
We've got a 4-0 hockey game in Anaheim as we enter our Verizon Wireless Intermission Report. Bill Clement, Keith Jones, Brian Engblom, and Aaron Ward. Aaron, you played with Tomas Holmstrom in Detroit for 5 seasons. Should he be out of the lineup for any length of time after getting his head squashed against the boards, he'd be a big hole to fill, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, simply Tomas Holmstrom is a difference maker. He's out there, he's in front of the net, he's scoring goals every which way possible. He's got 2 tonight. 1 comes on a rush and a well-placed shot. He gets his head up and just picks the corner beautifully. Next one, he's going hard to the net, and that's what you require in the playoffs this stage of the game. Gets to the front, unmolested, puts it in. He's the type of guy that, he gets back in the lineup and he's like catalyst. You look back to the San Jose series. First game back, shot from Nick Lidstrom. He's in front of the net, and it's a backbreaker, knocking one out of midair. It just diffuses and deflates the team that you're playing against to see a guy like that do it to you.
Aaron, we were talking about all 3 of those guys on the top line for Detroit, and that they were going to have to be better and have to come up with some points on the road. They only had a couple of points in their first half-dozen road games. Well, they certainly have done it here tonight. 5 points in the game. Holmstrom with a couple of goals in the game. Zetterberg and Datsuk just dazzling as usual, moving the puck around extremely well. And unfortunately for them, it doesn't look like Tomas Holmstrom's going to be back anytime soon because of this hit. I want you to watch number 44 in the black jerseys there. That's Rob Niedermeyer coming across. He obviously had a bead on Tomas Holmstrom as he coming around. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. That's the reason he ended up with a 5-minute misconduct and getting kicked out of the game. And that is the right call, no doubt. That on top of it, I thought Chris Pronger should have had at least a couple of minutes in penalties too, because he came up with a really high hit. I know Pronger's a tall guy and bigger than Holmstrom, but even still, the way he finished the hit there should have been some penalties on that one.
Yeah, it was Pronger that actually knocked Holmstrom's helmet off before Niedermeyer hit him. Okay, Jonesy, 4-0 now. I know you've got certain expectations for this third period.
The Anaheim Ducks have
played a physical style of hockey all season long. Sure, they've scored goals and played great offensively, had good goaltending, but they're known for their team toughness. Obviously, what Rob Niedermeyer did there, you don't want to see the 80-foot run across the boards and they hit from behind. But they do live by their toughness. They'll be out in this third period, and they're going to continue to send a message to the Detroit Red Wings. If you're a Red Wing, keep your head up, keep your stick up. They are going to be coming for you. Guys like Brad May, Sean Thornton, they've got physical forces. And Chris Pronger didn't look too happy when I looked at him on the ice there, arguing a couple calls with the referees. And he's a guy that you want to make sure you're on the right side of. So it should be a very interesting third period.
Watch out for the Lumber. 13-2 were the shots in favor of Detroit in that second period. The biggest shot against Detroit, this one to the head of Tomas Holmstrom. Back to the studio after this.
Hasek! Come on! Put it in the zone! Yeah, put it in the zone!
You wouldn't make it in the NHL. But you can get inside with VCast. Watch highlights, interviews, and everything hockey. Exclusively from Verizon Wireless.
With Herculiner, it's easy to roll on a truck bed liner. It won't chip, flake, or peel. Herculiner is the only one with a textured rubber and polyurethane formula. It'll turn any truck bed into a tough, skid-proof, rust-resistant surface. Do it all yourself for less than $100. With Herculiner, the tough comes easy.
I was just driving around, minding my own business.
When it came out of nowhere,
Suddenly there were lights all around me.
I'm like, they're coming for me.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I just never thought they'd find me. Not out here.
It doesn't matter where you drive. If you don't buckle up, you will get caught. Cops are cracking down all across the country. Click it or ticket.
Get started in boating with your free DVD at discoverboating.com.
For the rest of the world, it's the ultimate boat race. For us, it's revenge. The USA set sail with one goal in mind. Bring back the cup. The race to the America's Cup is on. The Louis Vuitton Cup semifinals continues tomorrow live at 8:30, only on Versus.
And welcome back, everyone. For you fans playing NHL.com's Quest for the Cup, tonight's code word is bench.
My career.
For the latest information on your quest for the Cup, including prize details, just log on to Versus.com or NHL.com. So far in Anaheim, it is all Detroit. One of their centers is Chris Draper, and he's with our Christine.
Thanks very much, Bill. Chris, in a series that so far we've never seen more than a one-goal lead. How were you guys able to explode for 4?
You know, we're staying out of the box. We did a pretty good job. A little bit of trouble, you know, early in the first. We were able to kill it off, and then, you know, we got some power play goals. Homer's goal was real big for us at the end there. You know, instead of 1-0, it was 2-0. So that was big. A little momentum going out there, and our power play is doing a great job tonight. So that's what we just want to keep playing disciplined, staying out of the box, and keep going tonight.
Well, emotions are running high out there. You know, they'll be desperate to get back into this game. How do you make sure things don't get out of hand?
Well, you know, the refs are doing a good job. You know, we we want to continue to play, keep skating, moving the puck, and like I said, for us, we got to stay out of the penalty box, not get involved in any scrums, just kind of keep skating. But like you said, you know, there's both teams know what's at stake here, and you know, we just want to go out and play a real solid 20 minutes here and put ourselves in a good situation.
Chris, thanks for this.
Thank you.
Well, Bill, I can tell you this much: we were standing in the Detroit runway when Tomas Holmstrom was helped off the ice. He had a gash in his head, and a lump was already forming on his forehead. Dr. Tony Colucci, the Red Wings doctor, is in with him now. When we have any more information, we'll pass it along.
Okay, Chris, thank you very much. Of course, this time of year, everybody wants their name on the Stanley Cup, and that includes the stars of the hit TV series Boston Legal. We'll have the full scene for you in our postgame show, but for the time being, here's a clip of what I'm talking about.
What are you doing? Stanley Cup. Oldest trophy in professional sports. Denny, please do not tell me that you've stolen the Stanley Cup.
When I took the job, I had every ambition that one day I would rule the world. I had no idea that first I'd have to circle it. About 10 times. Making the sale makes me jump out of bed in the morning. I just have to remember where I am that day. I work because I'm driven. I work to close the deal.
Whether it's a job or a career, when it's right, it's a passion. Monster has the tools to help you find the right match. Post your resume on Monster today.
Monster works for me.
Tony Stewart here with my buddy Jared. Subway restaurants are known for tasty, low-fat subs, like this 6-inch sweet onion chicken teriyaki. At 5 grams of fat, it's a third the fat of a McDonald's snack wrap.
And look at it. It's a lot more food. Fills me up without slowing me down.
So, Tony, would you say that makes Subway restaurants your favorite pit stop? The tasty 6-inch sweet onion chicken teriyaki from Subway restaurants. A third the fat of a McDonald's snack wrap.
And a lot more food. Fills me up without slowing me down. Subway. Race hard.
Eat fresh.
Nick McMurdy chose a Carrier Infinity system because it can save him up to 56% on cooling costs. Here he explains the technology that makes it possible. So maybe Nick can't explain what makes his Carrier system the most energy-efficient heating and cooling system you can buy. Frankly, why should he? That's our job. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Hey, you want to see something cool?
Now you can hang out with an NFL quarterback.
Hey, I'm coming to your house.
Fathead is a larger-than-life limited edition wall graphic that brings all the NFL action right into your home or office.
Fathead is huge. That's how big a Fathead is.
Just peel and place. Fathead is easy to put up and can be moved over and over.
Coolest thing is, put it on the wall. You don't like it there? Peel it off. Put it on another wall.
Too big and real for stores. Fathead.com's where you can also find all your favorite players and teams. Officially licensed by the Collegiate Licensing Company, NASCAR, the NBA, the NFL, and Players Inc.
Fathead is the coolest thing out right now. You get a fat head.
Fathead are for true NFL fans only.
Take those posters off the wall, kick them out, and put a Fathead.
Fathead. Go big. Real big.
You call me a fathead? Hello? People in TV land, get a fathead.
Well, whether he plays in the third period or not, Tomas Holmstrom of the Detroit Red Wings has had an impact on this game one way or the other. 2 goals, and it's 4-zip Detroit to the third in Anaheim.
This has been the Verizon Wireless NHL on Versus Intermission Report. Brought to you by Verizon Wireless, official wireless service provider of the NHL.
Bodog fight. This is mixed martial arts.
Go inside the action-packed ring on Bodog Fight, Costa Rica Combat. Tune into Ion Tuesdays and Saturdays at 11:10 Central or visit bodogfight.com for details.
Hi, Enterprise. I'm at the repair shop, and I need to rent a car.
At Enterprise, we'll arrange to pick you up free and get you on your way.
Nice save, Mom.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Family fun doesn't have to break the bank. Get 6.99 financing for the life of your loan on all new Yamaha boats during Yamaha Fun Fest. Fun, fuel efficient, and reliable. Yamaha boats are the best value on the water. Expensive options on other boats come standard on your new Yamaha boat, including the trailer. Get 6.99 financing for the life of your loan during Yamaha Fun Fest at your Yamaha boat dealer today. For the dealer nearest you, visit yamaha-motor.com.
MVP does for under 17,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Earl Brooks.
I love you, Daddy.
Hello. This summer. I know you're the thumbprint killer. The man who has everything.
Detective Atwood, how are you tonight?
Has everything to hide.
I will kill you.
Mr. Brooks.
Killing can become very addictive.
Rated R. In theaters everywhere June 1st.
The NHL Stanley Cup playoffs on Versus are brought to you by refreshingly smooth Bud Light, always worth it, and by Verizon Wireless, official wireless service provider of the NHL.
Here near the palm trees, it is 4-0 in favor of the guys from the Motor City, and Thomas Holmstrom is back. 2 periods played, surprising so far. Your thoughts?
Well, I don't think there's any doubt just the way that Detroit has changed. And I think you go back to the start of the game where Mike Babcock changed up the lines and felt that in the first 2 games that Datsuk and Zetterberg were the best players 5-on-5, so he spread the wealth. He got those guys out there every other shift. And I think it's been infectious all the way up and down. And they've cashed in, and the 2 goals in the second period really were gigantic for the Detroit Red Wings, so I expect a lot of the same here in the third. We know no lead is safe in the new NHL, so Anaheim certainly can get back in this game with a couple quick goals.
Well, we want to know more about Thomas Holmstrom, and so Chris, it's yours.
Well, Mike, during that intermission, Thomas Holmstrom did receive stitches for 2 separate cuts on his forehead, but as you can see, he is out there for the third period. I guess that's why they call them hockey players. Mike?
I guess 2 separate cuts.
2 separate hits.
Yeah.
One by Rob Niedermeyer, and I think the one by Chris Pronger did the majority of the damage, Doc.
And perhaps it was one of those glass supports or the boards when he went in too that may have caused a cut. But at any rate, he is back there now. The Red Wings have a 4-0 lead going into the third. It'll be interesting to see whether there's any change in the performance of the Ducks here in this contest tonight.
Thomas Holmstrom right in the middle of everything. A huge goal at the end of the first period. 43 seconds left, and then in front of the net. And then the hit by Niedermeyer and Pronger. And Holmstrom back for the third.
Injured with a cut around the eye that caused the eye to fill with blood and was out until the latter part of the San Jose series. When he returned, the Red Wings posted a 4-game winning streak until game 2 of this series. And he has gotten some of the more important goals this team has gotten in the playoffs as Hasek makes a strong save early on Getzlaff.
Corey Perry knocked the helmet off of Holmstrom here. That's the 3rd time in this game the helmet of Holmstrom's come off. The first one was by referee Greg Dvorsky. If you remember in the first period when he was trying to find something to grab onto, unfortunately it was Holmstrom's helmet. And then the helmet got knocked off in the big hit we just saw. And there, Corey Perry knocked the helmet off of Holmstrom. We've got to tighten up the chin strap or change buckets.
Boy, Pronger wolfed his way right to the front of the net before that got shut down. Niedermeyer here, and a little more inspired Ducks team, it appears, at the start here, as this dealt back in 90 seconds into this period by Chelios.
It makes Anaheim so successful, Doc, is they shorten the game up. I mean, they just like to play in tight quarters, bang bodies, and just kind of go from zone to zone. And this is where they got it. This is where they were effective in the first 2 games of the series. Down low in the corners. Not try to play a full 200-foot game.
Draper, and then remarkably, it's reached back by Kopetsky, pushed back in, delayed offside is wiped, and on the forecheck now it's Samuelson. Taken right away from Niedermeyer. Johan Franzen is out there now with Samuelson as well as with Zetterberg. They shift the lines and they continue it going. No change for Detroit other than the changes that they made in the line combinations at the start of the game, dealt back in again by Pronger.
And now for Detroit, Doc. Can roll them over, play 4 lines, get everybody involved.
A drive by Boscheman is shut down. Franzen there, nudges ahead for Samuelsson, picks up Zetterberg, peels off. Samuelsson flipped one that is gloved down and started right back by Todd Marchand.
The puck's got to go in deep, Doc. You can't just throw it into the middle of the ice. If you're Samuelsson, you got to be 100% sure if it's going to go through the middle. You turn it over to Anaheim, comes the other way like they did. Just dump the puck down to the boards, and I'm sure the coaching staff will have a word with Samuelsson. Keep it simple. Make them come 200 feet.
This one chopped ahead for Cleary, nudges onto Bertuzzi, back to Daniel Cleary again, and the shot had to be turned aside by Brizgalov. And Andy McDonald drops back. Sent along by O'Donnell. Around it comes for play to be outletted now to Selanne. Moving ahead, dropping back at Zetterberg, and the shot skips wide. Meanwhile, it is sent back out in front, and that one ricocheted off O'Donnell, then played along by Selanne. Forced around behind once more for Brad May. Selanne, a shot blocked right down. Kyle Quincy stepped into that one. Hasek came out, and now he's banging his stick. He wants help over there, so Chelios provides it, and then is roughed up for his trouble by Brad May. Kyle Quincy brings it ahead. Tried for Filppula. Shut off, though, taken back in by Datsuk. Just accelerates by. Into the glove of Brizgalov with the shot.
We talked about the helmet issue with Tomas Holmstrom. He gets ripped off by the linesman Greg Dvorsky. Here gets taken off by Niedermayer and Pronger. And then Corey Perry, the punch to the back of the head. Should have been a penalty. Was not seen.
Lidstrom shot deflected wide. Looks like that was a setup. One sets him up and the other one takes him. Maybe we're giving it too much credit for a split second having that much premeditation, but it's certain that Thomas Holmstrom is annoying, and he is a target for the Ducks, as this brought ahead by Paulson. The ultimate compliment, I guess. They're searching me out. They're going after me. And 2 goals, well, you can always smile as you head to the bench to get another cut stitched up.
No question about that.
Nick Lidstrom plays it ahead. Datsuk brings it on. The Red Wings have traveled 7,500 miles more than the Ducks have in the playoffs this year. They had to finish a series in Calgary, finish another in San Jose, and make 2 trips to each of those cities despite finishing first overall in the West. Here's Perry to the outside. And because of overtime and because of longer series, they've great shot on goal, and Hasek got that one. They've had to play over 100 minutes more than the Ducks. We mentioned that. I think whether the Red Wings, if they can get down to the last 5 minutes or so, I know there'll be the pressure if there's no more scoring on the part of Anaheim to get the goose egg for Hasek, but also maybe to rest some guys who have overplayed earlier in the series and then had to travel cross country. It is Kopetsky connecting back ahead. Doesn't seem to be any drop off for Detroit here in the third. Angled back in for Chris Draper. Wiped out there to the corner. Along behind is Penner. And taken right away by Samuelsson and then lost back to Brizgalov for a halt to play.
I don't think there's any doubt that the coaching staff for the Red Wings are thinking about that. Sure, there's a lot of time and they've been around a lot of hockey. Todd McClellan on the left, Mike Babcock, and then Paul McLean right there on the right. Coaching staff was here in Anaheim for many years. But there's no doubt as the clock continues to wind down and start thinking about those types of things, Doc, to take away those valuable minutes from Lidstrom, from Zetterberg, from Datsuk, from Chelios. Is it that they have something, something left in the tank because of all the games and all the travel that has been going on for Detroit?
Well, the 5-on-5 play has vastly improved. That was a concern for tonight. Didn't want a bad start. Boy, they sure didn't have one. The Anaheim side of things, very little to change in the first 2 games for them. But a good deal. I mean, is it only intensity? The first game, it was just bad breaks, bad bounces. Right. Second game, they won it. They were clearly the better team, only it took overtime for them to win.
Sometimes it's just not there. And When you zig, you should have zagged, and when you zag, you should have just done something else. You know, I mean, that's just the way that it is some nights, and you got to give Detroit credit because they came out and said, this is the way we're going to play. And a penalty here on Selanne.
It's a trip.
Tripping Kyle Quincy.
So there's snarl inside, outside, pretty calm.
Sorry, dude. Only got one left. Hey, I'm gonna grab some nachos. Walter! Watch my Bud Light, buddy.
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
Does Walter like nachos?
Feeling real good about lunch today. This new KFC biscuit bowl's got all my favorites. It's got chicken.
I got a burger.
Mashed potatoes.
Fries.
Got corn and gravy, cheese, and now it comes with a biscuit.
Well, I got a bun. It's kind of like a biscuit.
It's not even a little bit.
Biscuit-esque.
No, it's not.
Introducing the new Chicken and Biscuit Bowl from KFC. Layers of mashed potatoes, sweet corn, all white meat chicken, new home-style white gravy, and a 3-cheese blend. And now it comes with a buttermilk biscuit. Dig into great layers of flavor with new KFC famous bowls.
We just got a new car. Good time to look at new car insurance, and we went with Progressive, saving like $400 a year. But what really impressed me was they actually gave me the rates the other big companies. Was not expecting that. I mean, that kind of honesty is... Oh, did you have anything to do with this?
No.
Right.
Get our rates plus competitors at Progressive.com. Honest. Progressive. Saving hundreds is just the beginning.
Gosh, it's affected everybody. Pronger to the box tonight. Scott Niedermayer. Now Teemu, Selanne in the box. Regular season, they were the most penalized team. A lot of it was majors. They had 70 of those. Here is the penalty to Selanne.
Yeah, Selanne tries to gets hit by Kyle Quincy. Tries to get rid of him by a stick to the back of the legs. No question, the right call. A trip on Selanne. And another power play opportunity for the Red Wings.
They are 1 for 7 with 11 of their 24 shots coming on the power play tonight, and included in that a major penalty power play when Rob Niedermayer was ejected. Affording major and a game misconduct. 29 minutes for the Ducks in this game tonight, but 15 there. And there is a school of thought and some video to support that the 5 game might better have come to Pronger than to Niedermayer.
Yeah, all hits are reviewed by the National Hockey League. I had a chance to communicate with the head of officials, Stephen Wacom, between the first and second period. Or excuse me, second and third period, I'm sorry. And all hits are reviewed by the National Hockey League.
Whether spotted by the referees in the game or not.
Correct.
There's a hit, they can't see all of it, and every once in a while there's one that winds up injuring an opponent that they can review with tape and assess something later. Pronger a shot, and that one stopped by Dominik Hasek. He faced 2 and got both of them in the second period. 19 is the total he's faced in this game as Cleary comes ahead. Just able to avoid Getzlaf's hit. Sent around now for Nick Lidstrom. And Lidstrom deals on to Robert Lang. A hero in the San Jose series. Fed around behind for Bertuzzi, and a shot is blocked off by Brizgalov, and the rebound is cleared back out by Getzlaf. A hard drive by Samuelsson, who scored 2 of his own in the final game against San Jose. You get to this point, and a lot of times the heroism is spread out, and it is with Detroit. Offside call, although one of the points Mike Babcock made coming into the game tonight is 5-on-5. We're getting the production from only one place. Well, Bertuzzi from Cleary and Lang, Holmstrom from Filppula and Datsuk, Franzen from Samuelsson and Zetterberg are the 3 5-on-5 goals scored by Detroit tonight.
Well, if you're going to win and win the Stanley Cup or have the opportunity to get there, you need that support. And that's something that we touched on in the open, Doc. And Detroit has gotten in the first 2 series. You know, you talk about the Franzen OT winner and the big goal by Lang in game 4 late to tie it up. And eventually Matthew Schneider, who's out, won it and got it back to even in the series, and then the rest is history for Detroit. But you're going to need that. In the first 2 games of this series, they haven't gotten it.
Their best line 5-on-5 has been the Datsuk, Zetterberg, Holmstrom line, and that's what the coaching staff was looking for. And I guess the thought process was, well, if those are my best guys 5-on-5, I'm going to spread the wealth and get guys going, and it certainly has worked here. They are the guys who are out there right now at the end of this power play. A giveaway. Oh, and Sammy Paulson could not get to the front because of Chelios. And so it's forced on back by Datsuk. Penalty time is up. One shot by the Red Wings on that power play, making their total at 25.
There was a Samuelson chance off the pass by Bertuzzi.
Dustin Penner brings us ahead and flipped one that is just calmly blocked down by Lebda and steered ahead for Draper to clear across. Boy, every reach is just perfect for the Red Wings, as you said, their night tonight. Getzlaf flipped it ahead, brought on by Perry. Corey Perry, the shot, turned aside by Hasek. And Maltby nudged it ahead, and then Bronson tapped it back out.
Boy, Danny Markov did a good job of taking Dustin Penner. He went hard to the net, did what he was supposed to do. Perry got it to the net, and Markov did a real good job of defending Penner, not allowing him to get his stick anywhere near that rebound.
A pass is flagged down by Bertuzzi, who is watching his check, and Bertuzzi has it taken away, but it's up for grabs and swept ahead to Cleary. And Daniel Cleary just shoved it back in, going back to play it, and throwing it around behind with Marchand to Scott Niedermayer. Loaded ahead now for a pass right on the money to Marchand. Marchand feeds, and a drive is deflected to the glass from Ryan Shannon's stick. So Lilia connects back on to Big Todd Bertuzzi. A lot of size out there, and that brings attention to you, not only from the opposition, but also from the fans. The expectations seem to always be bigger of bigger players. Moscheman feeds it across, and it's Niedermayer bringing it on. Scott Niedermayer to Teemu Selanne up the wing for a drive that is just held by Hasek. Dom is 21 for 21, and the Red Wings have the lead by 4.
Why does that bother you?
Why does it bother me? So easy a caveman can do it?
Well, it's just a commercial.
Okay. Well, what if it said Geico.com, so easy a therapist can do it?
Well, that commercial wouldn't make sense to me.
Why not?
Well, therapists
are what? Smart? My mother's calling. I'll put it on speaker.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Hello?
This is Scott from Brinks Home Security. Are you all right?
No, I think someone tried to break in the front door.
I'm sending help right now.
Brinks Home Security protected this family, and they can help protect yours, too. The Brinks J.D. Power & Associates Award-recognized monitoring center can provide a quick link to the authorities 24 hours a day. Call Brinks now and get a free security system needs analysis. The Brinks Standard System at Consumer's Digest Best Buy installed for just $99 and a second keypad installed free. That's a $125 value. Plus, you could save up to 20% on your homeowner's insurance.
Thank you so much.
Brinks Home Security, dedicated to rapid response and peace of mind 24 hours a day. Call now.
And welcome back to Hockey Central. Coming up, complete post-game analysis and reaction from Brian Engblom, Keith Jones, and our guest tonight, Aaron Ward of the Bruins, plus post-game press conference coverage on Hockey Central, presented by Esurance. First of all, back to Anaheim. Doc, Eddie, and Chris.
Just a note before the face-off, there is great sadness in the ECHL. Linesman Ryan Birmingham was killed in an automobile accident on Sunday, a one-car accident. We are sorry for his family, express condolences, and very sorry to our friends at the ECHL that have had to endure this loss at this time of year. Here is Holmstrom, and digging it out, trying to play further was Filppula. Meanwhile, rifled back into the Lidstrom corner, and Hasek wanting something to do, plays it along now for Markov, who was just given a solid thump there. Played it on back to Nick Lidstrom. That was the work of Travis Moen, who's done a lot of that in his career. Oh, and Filppula scores on a mistake made as that came right off the defense, perfectly to his stick, and it is a fistful for the Red Wings, 5-0. Filppula, mentioned at the top of the show as one of the guys that they were looking for to produce, has.
Oh, what a pass by Tomas Holmstrom, but the puck went off the stick of Scott Niedermayer. It just slowed up perfectly for Filppula. No chance for Brizgalov, and Brizgalov looks at Niedermayer. And he slowed up the puck. It's the second pass that's gone by Niedermayer. The first one he didn't get on the first goal of the game by Franzen. And then there, unfortunately, slows it up and perfectly on the stick of Valtteri Filppula. Now, you try to tell players, Doc, not only National Hockey Leaguers, but young midget hockey players or kids that play in the United States Hockey League or college players, minor pro players. Everything happens in the middle of the ice. You want to score goals, get to those areas. The late call coming up against the wings, and a slash by Andreas Lilia. But you want to score goals, get to the net, go to the net, and it's easy to get to the net now in the national, especially in the National Hockey League, and in USA Hockey, and college hockey is certainly trying to adapt the rules of, you don't hear the word obstruction anymore. But the anticipation of getting to those areas, yeah, maybe you may take a stick across the hands, or you may take a stick in the cross of the back, but boy, oh boy, everything happens in the middle. It's the most dangerous area on the ice. Is the middle, is the slot, 15 feet out. Think about the goals that have been scored tonight.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that one there, 10 feet from the net. Holmstrom, Bertuzzi right in the crease.
Third power play of the game for the Ducks. Penner got a piece of that one, but it went wide. And then it's thrown back down by Franzen. Well, you look, all the heads turning at the Red Wings bench, most of them standing across the way whenever there's a change. Settle back in now as the Ducks are able to gain it, and oh, what a play by Hasek as Andy McDonald shook right by. He's back in his cage again as it's Pronger feeding across. Now Perry turning it along. What a battle at the front of the net. Chris Chelios involved there with Penner, giving up a lot of size but not experience as Cleary deals it back. 7 3/4 minutes to go in the third. Halfway point of the Detroit penalty kill as Teemu Selanne brings it in and shook one back from Marchand. Had to get some help from McDonald to brush it along. Then it's along to Selanne again. Hooked it to the back, and it's held along with the help of reach across to Beauchemin. Then Selanne. But back up for the lob back down, and again the Red Wings will make a change, and it's Filppula is the one Red Wing who will stay out there now. This comes to the Markov corner. It's Marchand connecting with Selanne. Pointed it on back to Beauchemin for the drive, and it's grabbed by Hasek, and he caught a little extra there, and play is stopped.
Well, Andy McDonald, earlier in this power play, speed through the neutral zone to pass on the backhand. Outside, inside, right around Chelios, and then head up. And he had plenty of time, Doc, to just continue on and try to get that puck by Hasek, and then Hasek threw his head back there, but I think he got a stick on the hand. I guess it's all connected, right? The hand, the arm, the neck. It's like the domino effect. Not the Dominik effect, but the domino effect where it hits the hand and then it just shoots through the arm. And
he has a real temptation to be in the sales business, doesn't he? Keeling over whenever he's bumped a little bit, and that got him into some trouble. Seems like a long time ago now, but that was in the Calgary series.
Or an auctioneer, maybe at the 2-year-old in training sale down in Ocala, Florida. Sold!
Offside with 14 still to go on the minor penalty to Lilia. 6:53 left in the third period, and Detroit leading by a count of 5-0.
Talked to Dominik Hasek yesterday after the Red Wing practice. Asked him how he was feeling with the travel, and I asked him about being out and just practicing, taking shot after shot. Today the Wings had an optional skate as well, and who was out there taking more shots? Dominik Hasek. Chris Chelios was out there as well, and some players exercise their option. He said he feels good when he gets all those shots.
That one bounced off, and he's actually able to kick that one as it came off the boards. He's lost his goal stick, but Chris Chelios had the time to hand it back to him. Meanwhile, Cleary fed one across that's jabbed along to Marchand. That one slowed, and charging ahead is Getzlaf. Crosses, he's got Selanne. Shoots one, save made by Hasek, and he covers. Everything they are throwing at him tonight is being stopped by Dominik Hasek. That's a total of 25 now.
And all the players for the Red Wings talk about the work ethic of Dominik Hasek. And here positioning, almost like showing Getzlaf that top shelf, saying, yeah, it's there, but you have no chance of beating me to that side. And Hasek just coming way out. When you're a shooter and you see a goaltender out on the top of the crease, if you have time, you like to try to deke him, make a move, get him out of the net. And the goaltender comes that far out, Hasek out there like that, and you're looking at that, Doc. I mean, there's nothing there. I mean, you're just shooting the puck. Just takes away the angle, and you're just really shooting for a spot. Just putting your head down and just trying to fire it. And when he slowly moves out, that area in the net that you think is open, as he moves out, it just continues to get smaller and smaller and smaller. That's where you just kind of put your head down and try to just shoot for the net and hope there's a hole somewhere there.
Oh, what a giveaway to Filppula, but it was gotten back quickly again by the guy who gave it up, Sean O'Donnell. And then Shannon sent it to Penner for a shot that is turned artfully away by Dominik Hasek. This is Shannon, able to dart by Chelios. Played it back up the boards, and it's yanked by McDonald to the back to Bolshaman. But then Chelios once more. All sorts of builds have played goal and gotten to the Stanley Cup final before. Dominik Hasek won one in 2002. A very slender guy, just like, well, really, Terry Sawchuk was very slender as well. Another great save by Hasek, and roaring back out again is Datsuk. Datsuk steps by with Kopetsky at the front, twirls around behind, and they're just putting on a clinic now. And we get a stoppage of play, a slashing call, a power play coming up to guess who when play comes back Detroit.
It's Aaron Insurance versus the competition. Will she prevail?
Overpriced auto insurance. Don't try to stick it to me.
Don't worry, Aaron. You've got Esurance.
At Esurance, you save time when you buy auto insurance online. Without interference. Auto insurance hassles, I'll take a pass. Quote, buy, print.
Make it your goal to save time and money on auto insurance. Visit esurance.com today.
Tony Stewart here with my buddy Jared. Subway restaurants are known for tasty, low-fat subs, like this 6-inch sweet onion chicken teriyaki. At 5 grams of fat, it's a third the fat of a McDonald's snack wrap.
And look at it. It's a lot more food. Fills me up without slowing me down.
So, Tony, would you say that makes Subway restaurants your favorite pit stop? The tasty 6-inch sweet onion chicken teriyaki from Subway restaurants. A third the fat of a McDonald's snack wrap.
And a lot more food. Fills me up without slowing me down. Subway, race hard,
eat fresh.
Your shoes are tied off. Your shoes are tied off. Your shoes are tied off. Your shoes.
Sprint rugged foams. Tested for toughness. From the leader in 810F mil-spec wireless phones. Because it's a cruel world out there. Businesses get the rugged Sanyo 7050 or the Motorola IC502 for $59.99. Visit sprint.com/business. Sprint. Power up.
The NHL Stanley Cup playoffs on Versus are brought to you by Subway. Try the new Subway Fresh Fit meal today. Subway, eat fresh. And by AT&T, the new leader in wireless. And by Esurance. Make it your goal to save on auto insurance. Visit esurance.com today.
Reference was made to the freeways earlier, and some of the people have left here sensing this is over, but John Cusack has not. High fidelity and gross point blank and Con Air and serendipity. He's going to stay it out here. Chelios hit hard by Marchand. Part of the reason why I was wondering that maybe it's things, and you alluded to it earlier, that the Red Wings might rest some players down the stretch here. Obviously, they still want to weave that goose egg with the importance of that to the team and Dominik Hasek, but there may be some orneriness that we've been seeing on the slash from Brad May, for example. that could further injure a Red Wing player before it's done. This is Chris Chelios on the power play here. Chelios stokes it to Lang. Lang with the shot that is blocked down. Being a little bit on that was Marchand. Meanwhile, to the outside they play. And Bertuzzi banked one that went off Brizgalov.
I think he was trying to bank that in. Bertuzzi's been real confident around the net. He's had a lot more time around the net than he did in the first 2 games of this series. And told me yesterday he's feeling better and back. And he talked about it in game 2. He's got good days and good days, and that's about it. Anybody's that had a bad back. But competing at this level in the National Hockey League and missing the majority of the season. It'll be an important part down the stretch here for the Detroit Red Wings moving forward.
This is what they have tonight. 14-44 for Bertuzzi with a goal and 2 shots. 12-13 for Filppula, a goal and an assist. Well, we have had over the last 48 hours, like most of the fans have that are not tied into one of these 2 teams, at least occupationally, our lives have gone on pretty much normally. But when you come off a game like Detroit had in the second game and then lose it, and you have pain such as Bertuzzi has probably had, it is easy for us to sit here and take for granted. Boy, that was a head-hunting shot that went off the helmet of Brizgalov from Brett Lebda. What they might be laboring under to perform, and the limitation to the performance because of it. We've had some ill words back down the ice. Sammy Paulson waltzing around now with Michael Samuelsson. The linesman got in, and the one referee, Brad Watson, is going to assess penalties to the 2 of them for further delaying the proceedings here.
Sure, the Swedish Hockey Federation isn't happy about Paulson and Samuelsson going at it.
Don't ruin our reputation here now.
That's it.
All over history, do or die, and they have done from ore to overtimes, mud to mess, relive some of the most spectacular and dramatic moments in the history of the NHL playoffs when Versus presents the NHL's defining Stanley Cup moments Tuesday, May the 29th, right before the Stanley Cup pregame show on Versus. And here you see the skirmish that took place.
Nothing about Jones there?
I don't believe so. Engblom with those rings.
Oh, for sure. Engblom and Ward, of course, 3 rings. In Carolina, you got the 2 with Detroit.
Bill Clement scored the last Stanley Cup winning goal by the Flyers in '75.
It's got to be a misprint. Something in there about Jones, right? Who wrote that? Dickie Dunn?
He caught the spirit.
Must be true.
Must be true. I don't know if the Ed Olczyk overtime winner for Toronto at Detroit in the playoffs.
Probably not. Well. There is no footage of that.
Daguerreotype.
I can tell you about it.
Dom would rather that we talk about him, and he's deserving of it tonight. 27 shots and 27 saves in the first period, which is always critical, 14-9. But the Red Wings scored twice, once on the power play. That one skipped in on Dom, and right in his face is Perry, and right in his face are the Red Wings, and Getzlaf comes by. 2:32 to go here in the third.
With a real good save he made off the stick of Dustin Penner in that first period. Again, when teams are getting scoring chances, it's important not to give up the second and third chance opportunities off the initial chance. And that's something Dominik Hasek is rebound control, and give credit to the defensemen and the back-checking forwards for Detroit for not allowing.
Oh, here's Selanne with a backhander on a brilliant feed from McDonald, and Hasek got that one too. See, the game has to be fun for him right now.
Just shrugs his shoulders, gets a word from Chris Chelios.
He's talking about the build of goaltenders. Stopping the puck is one thing, but in guys with the stature of Richard Brodeur, Gump Worsley, who were on the pudgy side, have gotten their teams to the Stanley Cup final before. Only 2 goaltenders in their 40s have ever won a Stanley Cup final game. And one wasn't even a regular goaltender. That was Lester Patrick who had to substitute in the days of only one goaltender for the New York Rangers, and then Johnny Bauer back in 1967. Now, this is a Ducks team that has not missed the playoffs a lot of times, especially lately. This is the third time in 4 playoffs that they've gotten to the conference final. So this is substantial, what has happened here tonight. Andreas Lilia and Draper too far for Filppula, with Bronson out there. Lilia and Danny Markov the defense. Joe DePenta lobs it back in, and so Hasek waits until it crosses that magical line. Little trouble on the forecheck, but eventually that's broken as it's dumped on back by Franzen. Rushing back in is Andy McDonald, feeds it back to the point, and it's held there and played back around by DePenta. To the outside, it's Marchand. Boy, collided heavily with the boards and is still down on all 4. Seems to be okay, although he is going to head to the bench.
Yeah, him and Draper came together, Doc.
To get a seat there. It looked like he yelled something at one of the Red Wings coming off, so he probably wasn't shaken up too much to do that. Meanwhile, it's Getzlaf's pass, flagged down by Bertuzzi. And we are nearing the final minute of the tilt. Brett Lebda gives it across. Chris Chelios takes it there. Back to Lebda once more. Cleary lobs it in. Lang tries to get to it. Cleary got there first. Played on to Bertuzzi. Chelios across to Lebda. Lebda a shot, and that one held by Bryzgalov with 45.5 to go.
When we talk about Detroit resting players looking ahead, and I don't think it's any different for the Anaheim Ducks. And we haven't seen much of Scott Niedermayer the last 5 or 6 minutes, so you know the coaches, they're always spinning their wheels and always thinking ahead and looking ahead. And eventually you get down the last couple of minutes of the game. You always believe you can get back in it, but once it starts getting to the 4-minute mark, 3-minute mark, you take the penalty, the slash by May, and you start thinking ahead. You know, resting players, and at this time of year, rest is so important.
Corey Prairie flies that into the Chris Chelios corner. Kirk Maltby is out there now in case things get a little squirrely. Kopetsky brings it on, fakes the drive, trying to work his way through. Thought he had Lebda with him and did not. But reached out and kept play back there with that deflection. On back across now to Sean O'Donnell. Laid on for Getzlaf.
That play by Kopetsky. I just looked at the bench and saw head coach Mike Babcock as Getzlaf takes a stick by Maltby. An inadvertent stick. Finish that thought with Kopetsky where he had the chance to dump the puck in. I looked at the bench and Mike Babcock was talking to Todd McClellan, assistant coach, and started writing down. There's the stick by Maltby.
No stitches are academic. The penalty call is at this point with 7.7 to go.
Number 18, Kirk Maltby.
Maltby a double minor for the high stick.
There was the starting goaltender, J.S. Giguere, relieved by Ilya Bryzgalov after the 3rd goal of the game. Would have to imagine, now putting on my coach's hat, have to anticipate that Randy Carlyle would go back to J.S. Giguere, even though Bryzgalov got the 3 wins in the playoffs. Started the playoffs because of the personal issues with J.S. Giguere's son.
Well, the Dominator was special, and the Red Wings were too from the very start. 29 shots faced, 29 stopped. His 14th playoff shutout. Dominik Hasek and the Red Wings take a 2-1 lead in this best-of-7 series with a decisive win by a score of 5-0.
Second shutout of the playoffs for Dominik Hasek. His first one this playoff year was the elimination game, Game 6 against the San Jose Sharks. Adjustments, Doc, during the playoffs. Anaheim's got to regain that form they had in Detroit the first 2 games of the series. Great game by the Detroit Red Wings.
2 days for the Ducks to repair. Holmstrom with a couple of big goals in this, making it 2-0 and then 19 seconds after it was 3-0. Holmstrom with a pair. 5-0 Detroit for Chris and Eddie. Doc saying goodnight. Now let's get you to Hockey Central, presented by Esurance. Bill Clement, Brian Engblom, Keith Jones, and Aaron Ward.
All right, Doc, thank you very much. So complete domination in Game 3 for the Red Wings. And in our post-game coverage, we're going to talk about all the good things Detroit did. But let's start with this. Can you guys think of anything that Detroit did not do well tonight? Aaron?
Bill, I think for the first time in my life, for all the people who know me, I have nothing to say. It was a complete game.
Are they happy, by the way, the people
you know, my wife would love to hear that. Silence is absent in my household.
That's
Ryan?
great. There's nothing they didn't do. Positionally, puck control, the big guys took control of the game. They're outstanding.
Jonesy?
Maybe the team doctor was a minute too slow getting Thomas Holmstrom stitched up and back on the ice. Everybody was great for the Red Wings today.
Everybody was fast, maybe with the exception of the Doc. Coming up, Hockey Central presented by Esurance. You're going to see all the goals that were scored by the Red Wings in Anaheim tonight.
It's WU. Your cell phone bill is what's up. All this texting.
OMG, INBD.
It is a big deal. Who are you texting 50 times a day?
IDK, my BFF Jill.
Tell your BFF Jill that I'm taking away your phone.
GISNF.
Me paying this bill, that's what's S and F.
Now, too much texting is NBD. AT&T brings you unlimited texting, just $5 more a month. Now get half off all the latest Samsung phones. Singular's name is now AT&T.
Family fun doesn't have to break the bank. Get 6.99 financing for the life of your loan on all new Yamaha boats during Yamaha Fun Fest. Fun, fuel efficient, and reliable. Yamaha boats are the best value on the water. Expensive options on other boats come standard on your new Yamaha boat, including the trailer. Get 6.99 financing for the life of your loan during Yamaha Fun Fest at your Yamaha boat dealer today. For the dealer nearest you, visit yamaha-motor.com.
Enterprise, I'm at the repair shop, and I need to rent a car.
At Enterprise, we'll arrange to pick you up free and get you on your way.
Nice save, Mom.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Switch to Valvoline's Max Life, and there's no telling how long your car will keep going. Max Life not only protects against friction, but also leaks, deposits, and sludge, the 4 major causes of high-mileage engine breakdown. Long live your car.
With Herculiner, it's easy to roll on a truck bed liner. It won't chip, flake, or peel. Herculiner is the only one with a textured rubber and polyurethane formula. It'll turn any truck bed into a tough, skid-proof, rust-resistant surface. Do it all yourself for less than $100. With Herculiner, the tough comes easy.
2007. 2 bad bounces. In consecutive games, the Sabres are the victims of 2 bad bounces. Now, the best team in hockey needs to bounce back. The Eastern Conference Final, exclusively on Versus. Sabres Senators, tomorrow, 7 Eastern. Do or die.
Bring back the Cup. The Louis Vuitton Cup semifinals continues tomorrow live at 8:30, only on Versus.
And welcome to Hockey Central, presented by Esurance. Bill Clement, Jones, Engblom, Aaron Ward of the Boston Bruins. It was all Detroit and Anaheim tonight. And Aaron, before the game, you said you got to weather the storm early because the building in Anaheim is a hostile environment. That's exactly what the Red Wings did. And then Johan Franzen started them offensively.
Yep, first 2 goals in the period brought to you by the Swedes on the Detroit Red Wings. That goal put in by Johan Franzen. Nice feed by Mikael Samuelsson. Goal here, nice pass by Henrik Zetterberg, and well placed by Thomas Holmstrom, top shelf.
Second period, Todd Bertuzzi will be in the right place at the right time. He's going to cruise right through the crease area as Dan Cleary throws it in that general direction, goes off the foot of Todd Bertuzzi, 3-0 Detroit. And at that point, J.S. Jaguar is gone, and Ilya Bryzgalov is in the rest of the way.
Thomas Holmstrom's going to pick up another goal, but it's a great individual effort. Vitaly Filppula there, and Holmstrom's there to pick up the garbage, put in his 5th of the playoffs. And then shortly after that, Holmstrom takes a vicious hit from Rob Niedermeyer from behind, would head off the ice, get some stitches. But good news is he would return in the third.
Yeah, he sure did. Came back in the third period. This is Holmstrom again. A little backhand pass to Valtteri Filppula, who redirects it in. 5-0 Detroit. Dominik Hasek, the guy early on in the game who really did come through for Detroit. It wasn't. Anaheim had some good scoring chances. They took it to the net. They got some good shots. Hasek had the answer every time, and after that, he got some pretty long breaks because Anaheim ended up only getting 2 shots in the second period altogether.
So the final in this one, it was Game 3, and it was all Detroit, 5-0. They shut out Anaheim. Tomas Holmstrom, 2 goals, 1 assist, and a few stitches. He's with Chris Simpson.
Thanks, Bill. Well, his face may be a little worse for wear, but it's the face of playoff hockey. Thomas Holmstrom, you're sporting some new stitches in that forehead, but an explosion of 5 goals for your team tonight with the win. How were you able to be so dominant in a series that's been so close up to this point?
Yeah, for sure. We were really disappointed. We lost at home in overtime. We didn't play our best game either, and we knew we have to come out really hard, and I think we played really good all 4 lines, and Dom was great in net, and we got the special team going, and I think we really solid hockey game for us.
Special teams going, but also 5-on-5. Mike Babcock had said we need to be better 5-on-5. How were you able to be better tonight?
You know what, they try to get the pucks behind their D, and I think that's a big part of it too. We don't cup up any pucks at the blue line. We have to let their D turn around and go get it, and we can punish them a little bit too.
Well, a big night for you, 2 goals, but the hit. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling great.
A win will do that.
Yeah, for sure. 4-0 on the road, and against a good hockey team. We play a really good hockey game tonight.
And also the support that you got from some other guys on your team. I mean, you guys as the top line have done so well. But what was it like to see Bertuzzi, Filppula, and Franson get those goals tonight?
Yeah, Franson scored a big goal for us, got us going right away there. And Bert was great to, he's a big body around the net, so great to get the goal too. And Phil scoring good goals too. So yeah, it's good to be spreading the goal around us.
Well, I don't want to sound like your mother, but you might want to tighten that chin strap with that helmet flying off the way it did tonight.
Thank you.
Thomas, thanks for this. Good luck next game. Bill, back to you.
All right, Christine, ever the nurturer, and they don't come much tougher than Tomas Holmstrom, regardless of how many stitches he got. Okay, let's get to what Detroit did well tonight. It's a long list. Brian, where do you want to start?
Nick Lidstrom. It always starts with Nick Lidstrom. The guy is a machine. Last game he played 39 minutes. He hardly ever makes a mistake. He played 30 minutes again tonight in a game where they were winning 5-0. But he's so smart. He's so far ahead of the play. A lot of times he doesn't even have to get out of second gear. The passes that he made, the defensive plays that he made. Anaheim had some good scoring chances early. Nick Lidstrom took away 2 or 3 of them by himself. Another fantastic performance.
Aaron Ward?
I got the layup. It's Thomas Holmstrom easily. He's the type of guy that's out there, and he can stick handle in a phone booth. He uses a straight stick. He's unorthodox when he plays the game, but he's always in the right position at the right time. Quiet guy off the ice, but the way he's playing speaks volumes.
Yeah, he got a couple of goals in this one. One from his usual range, which is toes touching the paint, and the other one was a nice wrist shot up high. Jonesy, what else did Detroit do?
For me, it was Mike Babcock. I thought he did a brilliant coaching job, changing all his lines going into this game. Even though Detroit, I thought, played very well in Game 2 and lost in overtime, he didn't sit on his hands. He went out, he made the changes, recognizing that some players weren't doing as much on the road as they were at home, switched the lines up, gave Anaheim Ducks some difficult decisions on who do they try to check, who do they have to cover, and ultimately it led to a lot of different guys scoring goals, getting even strength goals in this hockey game, which they hadn't done in the first 2 series. So a great job by Mike Babcock.
We always talk about goals in the last minute of a period being backbreakers, and our Dodge goal of the game was scored with 43 seconds to go in the first period. It was the first on the evening by Tomas Holmstrom. That was the snap wrister to the top shelf. Our Dodge goal of the game. We'll be back to Hockey Central after this.
Real good about lunch today. This new KFC biscuit bowl's got all my favorites. It's got chicken.
I got a burger.
Mashed potatoes.
Fries.
Got corn and gravy, cheese, and now it comes with a biscuit.
Well, I got a bun. It's kind of like a biscuit.
Not even a little bit.
Biscuit-esque.
No, it's not.
Introducing the new chicken and biscuit bowl from KFC. Layers of mashed potatoes, sweet corn, all white meat chicken, new home-style white gravy, and a 3-cheese blend. And now it comes with a buttermilk biscuit. Dig into great layers of flavor with new KFC famous bowls.
Well?
Yeah! Come on, everybody! Wow!
Great.
Big man goes time.
With our help at Radio Shack, you don't just buy stuff, you do stuff.
Pressure, enemy of engines. Enemy of pressure, Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic, with adaptive molecules that continually join forces to help conquer pressure. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
Introducing the all-new Dodge Avenger.
Commence heat-seeking missile test.
With a heated cup holder. .5-liter V6. And ESP with all-speed traction control. Oh, did we mention the cup holder also cools? The all-new Dodge Avenger.
Inside this cage is a world of hurt. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. For the toughest fighters in mixed martial arts today, there's no escaping the cage. Fight! Here we go. Just devastating. The competition is on. Versus World Extreme Cage Fighter, premiering live from Las Vegas June 3rd at 9 Eastern on Versus.
Hockey Central on Versus is presented by Esurance. Make it your goal to save on auto insurance. Visit esurance.com today.
Welcome back, everybody. After being dominated at home tonight, let's see what Anaheim head coach Randy Carlyle has to say at the post-game presser.
You feel your team lost its composure in the second period?
Well, obviously, things really spiraled down quickly for our group in the second. I think we must have taken 5 penalties in a row or something like that. Obviously, our frustration level got up there, and we didn't show the necessary discipline that's required. And it just seemed to have a snowball effect. And what else can you say? Did we lose our composure? I'd have to say that it left lots of room for improvement.
Why did you decide to take Jagir out of the game?
Just because of a change. Things weren't going our way at all. Felt that possibly it could give us a little bit of a break, a little bit of an opportunity to sit back, readjust, and obviously they scored on the first shot after it. But it's a tough situation to put a goalie in when they're on the power play. As many times as they did, Holmstrom had a free tap in, and you know, I wasn't blaming Jagir. The 2 goals previous to the Bertuzzi goal, where one was a wide open backdoor guy was wide open, the other one was posted in on a 3-on-2. Guys made good shots, so it wasn't a question of I was disappointed with them. It was a question of trying to stir something up, try to stop the bleeding.
Thanks. Coach, what was Detroit doing in this game that it wasn't doing in the previous 2 games? Do you believe they were more successful in pressuring your defense in this game?
Well, they were obviously the better team tonight. Simple as that. They started with the puck more often than we did. They played their system a lot better. Tonight they got a puck possession team, and they controlled the puck. There was far too many passes through the neutral ice into the middle of the ice that they came through there uncontested. And that's not the style of hockey that we're capable of playing. And what we have to do is readjust and assess where we made our mistakes. And as I talk to the team, we'll be judged by our effort on the next one. We can't do anything about this one.
The man doesn't dodge the tough questions. Okay, they're down 2-1. Anaheim is in the series now. So, Aaron Ward, what's the biggest problem for Anaheim looking ahead, do you think, to Game 4?
I think Randy Carlyle has to find a way to get his team to believe they have to wipe the slate clean. You can't think about it anymore. The game's over. 5-0, 1-0. It doesn't matter. You go back, go on, move on. You may look at the tape once, show where the mistakes are made, and that's it.
All right, 5-0 was the final score. The icing on the cake came off the stick of Valtteri Filppula. Holmstrom with his first assist of the game. Back to Hockey Central in a moment.
I signed up for car insurance on Progressive.com. I saved money, which was great, but they also have these local response vehicles. And if you're in an accident or need an estimate or whatever, a Progressive guy will come to you. And they're all over. I am a musician who's on the road a lot, so it's pretty cool that they'll come to me if my van, you know, gets pummeled by adoring fans. Or if I hit a pole.
Progressive. Saving hundreds is just the beginning.
It came out of nowhere.
That hurt? Nah. You're all right. We'll put a little ice on it. It's no big deal.
You wouldn't make it in the NHL. But you can get inside with VCast. Watch highlights, interviews, and everything hockey. Exclusively from Verizon Wireless.
It is the ultimate test of guts and determination. 16 teams have begun a quest where the human spirit will be pushed beyond endurance.
The playoffs have started.
And only the strongest, the fastest, and the bravest will capture the greatest prize in sports. Follow the quest on Versus and NBC. Then log on to NHL.com for complete playoff coverage.
Code Green. I think I've lost him.
Hey, haven't I seen you before?
You sure have. Look out!
Whoa! My car! It's too late to report my claim now.
Don't you have Esurance?
I do.
At Esurance, you can report your claim 24/7, online or on the phone. Always fast and friendly. You'll be back on the road in no time. Duty calls. If you're on the go, you've got to have Esurance.
Save on 24/7 claim service at Esurance.com.
When the IRS levied my business and personal accounts, I didn't know where to turn. My CPA recommended American Tax Relief.
If you owe over $10,000 to the IRS or state, call American Tax Relief for a free consultation.
Look, the IRS is offering you a one-time opportunity to settle your debt. This is your 1 second chance. Use it well.
I thought I was going to lose my business, but American Tax Relief got me a second chance.
Call 1-800-TAX-HELP for your free consultation.
Welcome back to Hockey Central, everybody. Earlier tonight, the Stanley Cup shared the screen with Emmy Award winners William Shatner and James Spader of ABC's hit drama Boston Legal. For those of you who are watching the game with us, here's what you missed.
What are you doing?
Stanley Cup. Oldest trophy in professional sports.
Denny, please do not tell me that you've stolen the Stanley Cup.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I know people. I got it for the day.
And what are you doing?
I'm going to put my name on it. Every player, coach, GM, anybody who's won the cup has their name on it.
But you've never won it.
I contributed. Watch this. 1970 Boston Bruins. Bobby Orr scores the winning goal. Cut to. That's him looking for his dad in the stands. But he's not looking for his dad. Not really.
He was looking for you?
I loaned him my lucky jock strap that day.
I hope you washed it first.
My name belongs on this cup.
Denny, I don't think this is a good idea.
They'll never notice. It's got so many dings on it already. I'll say I dropped it on my desk.
You dropped it and left a ding in the form of your name.
It's the Holy Grail, man. Denny Crane's name belongs on it.
So, Jonesy, how would you feel if William Shatner got his name on the Stanley Cup before you?
Do you want me to cry on TV?
Yeah, go ahead.
Great. As long as I got paid.
Well, you don't have to cry about the Versus salary cap challenge. I'll take care of that. I'm coming hard
That's
in the
all
back.
I ever
Oh, wait a
paid
second.
for, right
Bill,
there.
How, this must be a typo. That's 181. Weren't you at that yesterday?
No, I think
Somehow you must have lost 2 points yesterday.
Henrik Zetterberg got me a couple of assists.
2 back, but did you lose 2 yesterday?
And never to appear again on Versus.
I was set up.
We'd like to say goodbye to Aaron Ward of the Boston Bruins.
We're good.
Hi, Enterprise. I'm at the repair shop.
and I need to rent a car.
At Enterprise, we'll arrange to pick you up free and get you on your way.
Nice save, Mom.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
300, 2 behind the leader. Perfect distance, and just to the left of the green. This is a very tricky shot. Good speed, right at it. Oh.
Don't just watch it, live it. Experience the ultimate in high definition with LG Full HD. LG, life's good.
Scotch Blue Painter's Tape. Goes on easy, comes off clean, leaving professional paint lines. Scotch Blue Painter's Tape.
Well? Yeah! Come on, everybody! Wow!
Great.
With our help at Radio Shack, you don't just buy stuff, you do stuff. 2007, 2 bad bounces. In consecutive games, the Sabres are the victims of 2 bad bounces. Now, the best team in hockey needs to bounce back. The Eastern Conference Final, exclusively on Versus. Sabres Senators, tomorrow, 7 Eastern. Do or die.
Hockey Central on Versus is presented by Esurance. Make it your goal to save on auto insurance. Visit esurance.com today.
Slowly but surely, we narrowed down the field in the Western Conference. The Red Wings on the heels of their 5-0 victory tonight. Now we're ahead 2-1 in the conference finals. In the East, so far, it's all Ottawa. The Sens up 3-0. All right, guys, is there any hope for the Buffalo Sabres? Does it end tomorrow night?
Well, seems like Ottawa's got defense in their mind, and defense wins championships. So Ottawa's firing on all pistons right now.
I think Buffalo has got a chance to get back in this. I think they're due for a game. There's something to go right for them, and I think they get back in it.
I think Buffalo has to play better defensively, like Aaron talked about with Ottawa. That's been the strength of their team. The Buffalo Sabres need to be better in their own zone. They need to tighten it up back there and not allow odd man rushes. Obviously, the Heatley, Alfredson, Spezza line's been phenomenal, but they got to do a better job in their own end.
Aaron Ward, it's been really nice having you here. Is my nose growing, guys?
Pinocchio.
Seriously, thanks for coming aboard.
Hey, you need pool help, I'm here for you.
All right. We look ahead to tomorrow night at 7 Eastern. It is Game 4 from Ottawa. Alfredson, Heatley, and Spezza leading the way. 51 points in the playoffs. Emery is hot as well. We'll see if the Sabres can survive. For Aaron Ward, Brian Engblom, Keith Jones, I'm Bill Clement. We'll see you tomorrow night at 7 Eastern.
Red, need to hide.
You again. Hey, where can I compare auto insurance prices at this hour?
Easy. Get your Esurance quote, compare prices from other companies instantly online.
I save hundreds.
You'll save time, too. Quote, buy, print. Not much compares with the convenience of Esurance. I gotta fly. If you're on the go, you gotta have Esurance.
Compare and save on auto insurance. Visit esurance.com today.
Feeling real good about lunch today. This new KFC biscuit bowl's got all my favorites. It's got chicken.
I got a burger.
Mashed potatoes.
Fries.
Got corn and gravy, cheese, and now it comes with a biscuit.
Well, I got a bun. It's kind of like a biscuit.
Not even a little bit.
Biscuit-esque.
No, it's not.
Introducing the new Chicken and Biscuit Bowl from KFC. Layers of mashed potatoes, sweet corn, all white meat chicken, new home-style white gravy, and a 3-cheese blend. And now it comes with a buttermilk biscuit. Dig into great layers of flavor with new KFC Famous Bowls.
Introducing the all-new Dodge Avenger.
Commence heat-seeking missile test.
With a heated cup holder. .5-liter V6. And ESP with all-speed traction control. Oh, did we mention the cup holder also cools? The all-new Dodge Avenger.
But I ain't interested in getting like mangled.